problem. Let's go. So, hi guys, welcome to this week's Brick Talk. Um, I'm Randy. I'm getting an echo. Yeah, welcome to this week's Brick Talk. But those of you who are sharper on to know that we do a little bit of conversation a little earlier than yeah, we do a little bit of conversation early. And that happened, of course. So you join us on Twitter as always, and you get in on that early conversation. And that early conversation is oftentimes very good, like we had just now. But welcome to this week's episode. Brick Talk, the Q3 stock market review, right? I'll call it the silver linings quarter. Just before we get going, I'd just like to remind everybody that nothing that's said on the show should be taken as investment advice. Nobody on the show is acting as an investment advisor. I'm definitely not an investment advisor, neither is Shay. Danai is a listed, not listed. Pick up Danai. Hopefully, we can get anything listed there. He's a licensed. He's FSC. He's a licensed FSC licensed investment advisor. But while he's on the show, he's just my brother and talking about stocks with me. Right? We're not talking. He's not giving advice. Don't buy or sell anything just because we talk about it. Make all the investment decisions in a structured way with an investment advisor who is giving you specific advice for your specific situation, right? If you weren't aware of that, you should be. Don't buy or sell not just because we sound like we're excited when we talk about it, right? Please and thank you. So, having said that, welcome to this week's episode. Uh, the Q3 review. Then I just got up, so you'll hear him and he'll be back on in a moment. But also we have Shay here and you have me, and on the line we have the brick cutter himself who joined us, Sir Phil. And of course, if anybody wants to join us, if you want to ask us about any stock, you want to ask us about a situation, you want to tell us about your own Q3 situation that was or is exciting to you or something that you thought was good, then just send a speaking request and join us on Twitter, send a speaking request and talk about it. We'd love to talk about it with you, right? I'm sure there's something you want to hear about or something you have in mind, and I'd like to think that you have at least three good market minds here who all have their own views that can help you out. So, with that said, welcome to the episode. And so, Shay, Phil, I guess you're filling in until Dana comes back. The
Yep.
Q3 stock market review, I call it the silver linings quarter. So, the quarter just ended. What did you guys think about the quarter?
I was more active in this quarter than I've been in a lot of quarters recently. So it was a fun quarter.
Word. When you
It
say
was
active,
pretty
what do you
fun.
mean?
As in trading regularly.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you
Yep.
you're doing a lot of the short term stuff that you love, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing a lot of that, way more than I usually do. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll ask you like I'll
But
ask
that was
everybody.
different. That was different about this quarter for me.
That was different, as in is your return to the market in terms of some active activity.
Yeah, yeah. Because I really haven't been doing my short term plays for the past maybe 2 years.
Word.
But here we
Okay.
are. Yeah. Yep.
All right.
I would pass through maybe like every couple of months and just, all right, still got it. And then I'd be
Hmm.
gone again.
All right.
But then for this quarter I was in it a lot.
All
So
right.
it was pretty fun.
What was one of the standout moments for you from this quarter?
Standout moments. Wow. I think one of my favorite things was just being more okay with just selling stuff.
Being more okay. What do you mean?
Yeah, so I'm more relaxed with just getting rid of something. It doesn't matter how much
Okay.
of it I have. It doesn't matter if I like it, if I think, it's going to do great or be great in a couple of months. I don't care. I care less
Oh,
about that stuff now. And it became just about the money. So that was cool.
oh, that's great. That's pure.
Yeah, man,
Um,
that's a nice switch to make. A nice switch to make
that's
mentally.
a hell of a switch to make. I want, I mean, teach me how. Which is to say, not that I haven't, that I don't do that or tell myself that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, but bottom line is you find, at least I find that it grows nonetheless. You find yourself right back into the situation nonetheless where you
Mm-hmm.
have a bag of stocks maybe or a couple of things where, well, at least let me speak for myself. What I find is that I'll still, sometimes I'm going through the portfolio, things to sell. I'm like, oh, well, I can't sell that because this is going to happen, or that is going to happen. I'm still, and I made a mistake sometimes of buying what I call reminder amounts. So I'll buy, it's easy to forget
I know
stuff.
you do that.
Yeah. So what my money do have a nice little feature where you can put a little
Mm-hmm.
note on a stock and you can also put a time reminder on it. It's on every stock page. And I do that from time to time, but I've also still buy things as a reminder buy. So like if it's in my portfolio, I
So why you're
will
not
remember
using
to
your
pay attention
resources,
to it.
sir?
I use resources, but I also know like some things I have from a long time, but I also it's a habit I picked up and it works because it forces me to I do it sometimes to force myself to take a serious look and a serious
Mm-hmm.
consideration of that security at any given time, right? And sometimes I'll be
Mm-hmm.
buying things and like yeah, sometimes I'll be buying things and it's me buying it with specifically that idea in mind and yeah, later on you look at it and you think to sell it, but boy, I don't know the GK move not happening yet or um
Mm-hmm.
the Sepra, the AS Pride thing not move it or whatever. And I thinking like, yeah, all right, but better you take this money and put over there so you can come. Yeah, it's great to say logically,
Mm-hmm.
but man is not a logical machine,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Yeah.
Which is
So
why it was so significant to feel that switch where I'm just like, yeah, I don't really care.
Let me back when you change back.
It was.
she get off of where she's going like it's going to hit her. Like I know, I know. I just waited. It's
And
going
I'm
to
okay with that. I'm okay with that
yeah.
because I'm okay with being different at different times. I'm very
Yeah,
okay with
Right,
that.
right, right.
that's good. That's good. 'Cause you know what I think might happen. Maybe I just bias again by my own thing. It's not necessarily that you'll be there's a point when you get to a certain level in security that you pick and it behooves you to it's no longer just money.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's being able to see going back to that maybe like a shorting conversation that we are having before we started the video. um it behooves you to be able to see sometimes you see the dip coming, you know that this is going to be bad,
Mm-hmm.
but you're staying in it anyway. Like what do you do then? Like, what do you do
Mm-hmm.
when you're in it anyway? And there is no, when you do know, I call it the 100 grand plays. When you do the 100 grand plays, you can exit fully, you can run. What you do when you can't run, or you don't want to run, or it doesn't make sense to run?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you're forced into a longer view than just the end of the week, the end of the month, the end of the quarter, the end of the year. Yeah, that's part of our thing.
Accumulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, accumulation easy to say, right? Accumulation is like, oh, just make the logical decisions. And I think when like
Yeah, that.
everything is pointing at the world ending around here, right?
Yep.
And you have to say, and not only are you going to say, well, let me work with it, but you also must think, let me buy more.
Yeah, I was about starting Randy. I was going to say
Hard,
right
brother.
now
Hard.
you sound like your favorite coping mechanism. Not your actual favorite, just that's what people that's the thing people say to us very often. Oh, my
Yeah,
long term it.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
Yeah, man, from my
Leave
oh
it for
yeah,
my,
this way don't work out long term. You can very buy more. It's
leave it
very
for
easy
my
to fall into that
kids.
trap. If
And
I'm a
just
kid,
don't.
if we don't realize that if yeah, it's a safe as walking in the same direction and you just knowing where you're going versus the
Hmm.
other place. You never clue where you're walking, just a walk.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah, you have to retake that step and say, all right, am I doing this for doing this sake? Because I know
Mm-hmm.
I'll go through the problem of figuring out this issue, or does it actually make sense for my goals and my money?
Big facts.
Very easy for
Mm-hmm.
in a problem place otherwise. If you just
And
don't
then,
take a second and think about it properly.
yeah, and then how do you, even when you think about it and you decide, okay, that this is good, how do you navigate it? How do you navigate?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean this man, and they've not fight to not sound like too esoteric or above people. Is in a real way. See how um, I use
We
lab.
can use the same SVL.
Oh, all right. Use SVL. Let's hear it. I was gonna use lab, but I like SVL.
All right, yeah,
I
lab.
like lab. No, no, no. Go. I want to hear SVL
I
from
like
your
I
point
like
of
I
view.
like SVL. I
Because
like SVL.
SVL,
Yeah.
right? I remember being very excited about SVL at $28.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
That's like what, 2 years ago?
I
3 years
was
ago?
so excited that I was banned.
Right, exactly. Exactly my point.
Mhm.
Boy, I couldn't tell him that about SVL, you know.
Yeah. This is when they were they already in or headed to Ghana. Like, was it
Headed.
known
I
widely?
don't widely. I mean, yeah, they were talking about it.
They were talking about it. And okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I feel like they
I
had a
mean,
couple profitable quarters at Caymanas and all kind of things.
yes.
You remember
Yeah,
that Q1,
man.
when Scratchers Q1?
Came
Ah,
on
yes,
Oh
yes,
through
my
yes.
Kiana, man.
God.
When we were like, you want $1 billion.
Yeah,
dollar."
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
God. Oh my God. Yeah, 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 yeah. Which hey was good, but it didn't. That's how scale go. They chose to
Yeah.
scale and they're choosing
Yeah.
to scale while
Mm-hmm.
also handling some of the painful events because those of us who listen to this will also know from long time we're talking about like Caymanas. Caymanas has always been a bit of a it's always been a
Yeah.
fixer upper, if you will, and it hasn't the
Right.
fixer upper the fixing not done yet.
Don't done yet.
Yeah,
A
man.
hard
Yeah,
road.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Randy always said this thing about home ownership where, boy, when you rent a place, you don't really have to spend up your money. But what if
That's
you
a
rent the
fact.
place and still have spend up your money
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a line. There's a
to
line. There's a
fix
line. There's a
to
line.
fix
Yeah,
the rental
Cause,
property?
cause it's a
there's a
business,
line.
right? Different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
You have
And
to fix
also,
it up to maintain your business.
Mm-hmm.
well, yeah, but also even also outside of that, you have like how would I put it? You have well, I mean, I just for myself. I always believe in like not restricting. Let me not tell that story now. Just the point is like I don't believe in restricting myself for the idea of boy may I rent. Like I hear a lot of people like boy may I rent. Me not yeah they have to pick up the rent house where you live in. And then so you me not paint it because I'd love if this wall was yellow or this wall was red, but
No, my paint
but
mine
me
before
not me
me
not
move
do
in,
it.
Yeah, man. I came, I
Yeah,
looked at the place. I was like, yeah, I don't like that color. I'm going to paint
I,
it.
why do you do that? Because most people usually say don't do that, and then when you ask them the same thing, yeah, paint. No, let the landlord do it, and then they live.
He
I'd
won't
love if
want
that
it.
wall was yellow, and they live there for seven
Yeah, I'm not
years
doing that. I'm not doing that.
without the wall being yellow, and I'm thinking, who got hurt?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fuck.
You wanted you're going to be alive for the 7 years. Make the space you're going to be for 7 years, a place that
Exactly.
you enjoy, whether or not you're paying rent or
Mm-hmm.
mortgage, because you're going to
Mm-hmm.
live anyway. But not everybody has that sort of thinking, and it took a while
Yeah,
even
that's
for me
true.
to get there, even to say it. But
Mm-hmm.
bringing it back to SVL,
Quality
which
of
I think
life.
you're saying about the renting.
But yeah, man, I was really excited about SVL at $28, at $30, at $32.
Hmm.
Um, and right now it's, I mean, I bought
Sentiment
it
for the price.
for $17. What, yesterday? When was that? When did it go back to 17? Whenever.
Uh, uh-huh.
Yesterday it was in the 17s, yeah.
Um, so then you look at that. What if you have like a ton of it, right? And you're like, I'm going to wait it out. Oh, if you have like a ton that you bought at say 28 or whatever. I know
Hmm.
people who have it from up there and average down all the way down to the 18, the 20.
Really? I
Yeah.
mean, I have it from up there. I have it from, we said it before, I have it from 30 odd. I think Phil, you also
Me
had,
too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, I know people who average down all the way.
Averaging down
I,
to 18 though.
down to
yeah, man, I
18
have to
is
rate it.
legendary.
I
When I
have
reach
to
Yeah,
rate
18,
it. I have to rate it till like
we're
I'm
still
like,
far from
yeah,
18.
Well, you know what? I don't know how much they bought when it was at those higher levels.
Yeah,
So there
but
is
that's
that.
the
Right.
Yeah,
thing. But that's what you're saying about, are you going to keep buying
I have,
it?
Yep.
I have. Not
Same.
always happily, but I have. And I've also sold it, but that's
So
also
you
part.
know what
Selling is
I
part of
did
the game.
was I took the
Yeah.
hit because my average price was like $28. So I took the hit and sold at 24. But like with that money, after I rinsed a couple times, it
Hmm.
don't matter, does it?
What do you mean?
So sell at 24, and if I sold December, I think. December, yeah man. December last time I got 24. Oh,
Well, let's see. I'll check my money, J.
yeah, check.
Yeah,
But
yes.
Oh, but you get the cash to work.
exactly. So that's
Hmm.
one approach. But I'm not going to knock anybody who decide, you know what, I'm gonna keep it and just keep buying.
Yeah, man.
Because if that's your approach and you're comfortable with it, then okay. My
Yeah,
approach
that's not.
was to hit
And
out and Ray, but that's not going to be everybody who's going to be in and out and hopscotching all over the place. So if you want to buy it and watch it and still buy it, come on the way down, that's okay. That's cool. I think SBL is going to be fine.
Yeah, SCL company is very easily going to
And
be.
I think the stock price is also going to be fine.
Well, depending on what you call fine, right? That's the funny thing about stock prices. No,
Mm.
fine is
fine.
is a value judgment. It's a matter. Like if I don't think the stock price is fine right now.
Oh
Any
no, it's
stock the stock price is above my average price. I ain't fine. That's not fine.
yeah, man,
Below.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, last time it's in the 20 odd. It was like last year.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
December for real.
Yeah, last year it kind of touched close to one day in a March.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, nothing since really
Yeah,
since this
man.
year.
At December, I did sell.
All right, man. No barrel this year. Knock on wood. Definitely not up to Q3.
Yeah. But I mean, so that's also a good little point you made there, Phil, about the burial. You guys, but in the girl group, my views on some of the
Yeah, man.
quote unquote lies that these companies tell, right?
Burial.
You grab any straw, you grab any excuse, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Uh, but if you're like me and you may be cynical about it, hearing about burial, like it wasn't really a real reason to me. But
Mm-hmm.
if I'm really thinking about the stock and I'm thinking about maintaining my place in the stock, right? And that don't really give me comfort, right? Because I never thought that burial caused anything major in terms of
In the
the
first place.
company damage in the first place. So the lack of it don't really mean to it. So then that makes it even worse to me. I'm thinking, oh, what's the real problem
Hmm.
and what's the real solution? Generally speaking, like so no burial is good, but
Cause
there
lots
was
of
no, of
companies use that barrel excuse
course,
last
Yeah,
year.
that's true.
yeah, man. If you have something
To the
new this
perfect
year,
stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
But rain, Marcus Garvey drive flood out, so
Hmm.
that's why we couldn't sell anything for ECL in the Mobile airport, right? uh, yeah, you see all the excuses. You see all the excuses. Uh, some of the excuses bringing it back to the quarter idea. Some of the excuses in the sorry, I don't go off on a tangent here. Were you finished, Shay? I
Um,
don't feel like you're
no,
finished with the point. I'm so sorry.
um, well, the point was basically just it's one way of dealing with the situation. So yes, you can exit and then buy when it comes all the way down, but then you
Hmm.
don't know how far it will go. Um, so there's that. But you can also just average down, and it comes back to the whole: are you going to jump out of the stock that you have a trillion of it, or are you there for the long term? And that, okay, that. But yeah,
God,
are
I
you
hate that
there
term.
for the? Are you going to be there for better or worse? And through while
I
they're
do like
sorting
that
out the
term.
growing pains and all of that.
Mm.
Because if I feel like it's a temporary thing, I'm more likely to stay in it. But if I don't see an end, I can't go stay. So that's kind of my thing. If I see an end to it, if it looks like the people in charge are actually doing something about this slump that we're in, and I'm confident that they're going to fix whatever is causing the problem, I'll wait with you,
So
probably.
you're speaking generally, or are you talking SVL
Just
Let
specifically?
me
generally.
ask you, Shay, going to
Generally.
politics.
Yeah.
Shay, going to politics.
Generally. Generally, if I feel like, you're probably working on it. You're working on it. Okay, I see something. I
Shay,
see a
Shay said that
little.
later to SB.
I see.
Observe. Let me shut up. Let me shut up.
Stop talking.
No, I mean, hey, listen, that's a good. That's one of the good things you mentioned there. That's one of the good things you mentioned there. Love it or hate it. That was one of the big events of the third quarter. No,
That's
Yep.
true. It's
Mm-hmm.
facts.
that was one of the big events of the third quarter. But I'm sure we'll touch it in a little while, so
Hmm.
maybe we'll come back. But finish your point, Shay. And
But
I
yeah.
just like to remind anybody else listening on Twitter or on YouTube or anywhere else, send a speaking request, join the Twitter space. If you're on YouTube, click link, join the Twitter space and send a speaking request and talk to us. Let's hear about the one of the events that you liked or found interesting in the third quarter, something you bought and you're looking forward to. Maybe you want to hear our views on it, what we think could happen, what we think might happen. I think it's a great opportunity. So send a speaking request and we'll get into that.
Hmm.
But yeah, Shay.
But yeah, I was kind of just going over what would make me behave differently if I see that happen. If I have a bunch of a stock, like a lot of it, um, and it's not going how I want it to go. It's not going how I thought it would go. Um, I don't deal with everyone the same way, so I would behave differently in different situations. And I was just saying, if I can see an end, I'm more likely to stay. But if I
Okay.
can't see an end, worse if I'm not hearing nothing, yeah, I can't go. I can't just sit there.
Well, let's bring it back to that same SVL situation as you mentioned it.
Mhm.
Do you see an end to that? Or do you see it in a bad way, or do you think something rough is happening there, or do you see an end?
See an end.
And what do you
I've
mean by
not
end ready?
looked.
Well,
I've not
I
looked.
literally just
Oh,
repeating her
into
term, her
Yeah,
words.
okay.
so
Yeah.
I've not looked for an end in that case. And
See,
this is
so one and
something
move.
that I was thinking
16
about
and go.
last week, and this is something that I've been thinking about like for the past maybe 2 weeks, because I noticed that um just because I've been doing so many of these, or just here for a couple of days, or just here for the
Hmm.
day plays, I realized
Hmm.
that I'm no longer looking at, say, medium term things a lot. So that's what I need
Oh,
to
that's a real
kind
thing,
of,
If we fall into the thing we're doing hard,
yeah, man.
it's
So that,
the
I, I
short term
noticed
and
it the
can't
other
see the
day, and
long
I'm
term.
like, yeah, I noticed that shift. Yeah,
Yeah. So as in because you've been looking so short term, you haven't.
yeah, I've really looked at what's actually happening there, and when is it likely to end, or how is it likely to end.
Well, that's what I was asking
Uh,
about the SVL itself. If like,
mhm.
what do you
So,
think?
so that's what I'm saying. I haven't looked at it to see an end, but
Mhm.
I have confidence in the principles.
But yeah, they kind of put their feet down, didn't they?
Hmm.
They changed the CEO. Change the CEO.
Yeah,
They look like they
yeah,
almost they
man.
changed a lot of people
Right?
actually.
I see. Like I'm seeing movement. Like I like that. Do something.
Yeah, but I'm
Like
not
what?
seeing I'm not seeing any movement. I mean, are we seeing movement in the profit? Granted, yeah, the
No, no,
second
no. I
well,
mean,
the second quarter was higher. Second
mm,
quarter was higher. The first quarter was lower. The second quarter was an increase on the previous year. I don't know, Q3. What do you think Q3 looking like? I think maybe Q3 might be lower if you consider.
Is
I don't know how big those severance. I don't think severance would affect them that way. You know, it's not like it's not. I don't know them having like a major event with sending people home, and I don't think that the people who they would have separated. I don't think that there was those people were paid to the level at the massive thing
So
that
you
is
can't get the
SVL.
profit.
Yeah, man, it's not. There's
where
only one Patrick Hilton, right? You can't. I don't think. I don't think separating them would cause like a dip in the profitability. I did see a headline thinking on the SVL. I did see a headline with like somebody had won the lottery relatively recently, and you remember that one of the reasons that we got previously last year our own lower profit was at the perfect storm of winners in one quarter. And then the super lot or whatever, but then that didn't happen for a little while. And so I saw that when I saw the post about the winner, I thought, huh, this is the first I've seen this in a little while.
It's been a bit.
Yeah, there's no, this that excuse can I run again. So we're looking at it, right? So I look forward to seeing what the profit looks like for the third quarter when it's reported, because you know it's like their barrel didn't happen again this year, so there was no perfect storm of lotto winners. So what's the reason this year? But I guess we know the reason. I don't know the reason. If there's a reason, I assume there's lower profit, lower revenue. I don't think there'll be lower revenue, but I assume there's lower profit. I think the reason might be Cayman. What do you think, Cayman?
Mm,
You want to
maybe.
have problems.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Profit wise, I mean, as well.
The Cayman is expenses. Is there any reason that they will be more than they were last year?
Uh, sorry, I
Don't
should
know.
take another deep dive to see. But I saw sorry, a statement made by the chairman in the newspaper about pretty much that they're giving up if they can't get there's something that they wanted, if they can't
Any,
get it, they're giving it up. They're giving up the
yeah,
lease.
they can't get any headway with regards to, I believe it said it directly, purchasing the land,
Hmm Completing the
SPL,
divestment. Yeah.
completing divestment of the property.
Okay, man, I
I
say.
remember $100 million price tag being mentioned, 100 million US,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
and that they have laid out a plan and presented it, and
I don't know if it was 100 million price tag or they said that they'd be putting 100 million into
I would have
into
to.
um into it. Like they have 100 million improvement plan.
Mm, I'd have to listen
That's
back to that
so I
meeting.
remember.
I feel like it was the AGM. No, it might have been before the AGM.
Might have been
Wait,
an
go
earnings
again, Phil.
call.
Phil, I wasn't hearing the for a bit there. What I said?
I bel I remember 100 million US price tag being mentioned by the executive chairman
Price?
for the land at Caymanas, but Randy mentioned it may not have been the price tag. It may not, maybe their
Yeah,
improvement
I remember
plan.
it otherwise. I remember that, so it confused me, you know.
Yeah, they have an investment plan. That sounds actually more familiar.
That's what I remember. Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah,
because of that. Yikes.
that's a big bill. But
Well, spin it off. Ask the
yeah,
market. Well, no, you can't ask the market for that. Well, you can, but I mean that's like what?
16 bill.
16 bill.
Yes, sir.
We
I
think
mean,
TJH kind of money.
yeah, what kind of revenue came on us next?
Hmm.
I don't think that's all in one go anyway, and I'm sure that they have plans.
Yeah,
The reason
yeah,
why I still
root.
own pieces of it also is because it is probably the biggest part of my, it's probably the biggest thing in my portfolio that I am, that's on the, oh, but you remember the XYZ. I remember it's like the waiting plan. Yeah, 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 yeah. It is the biggest thing that's there, yeah, under that. Um,
Yeah, man, I'm sure they have debt plans and all of that. You don't all have to be
yeah,
equity.
almost
But
certainly not, yeah, especially with them doing that. But yeah, sorry, continue, please.
yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I mean, in terms of Q3, it's, I don't know if Cayman has any greater expense than it has been.
Yeah, but
Um,
you don't sound like you've gone that deep into it.
yeah, I would have to do that.
Yeah, but maybe it's the same level of expense, but without the same level, the same top line.
Possibly. This,
7.3 from
yeah,
sports betting versus 7.6 billion in terms of money coming in, and of course they marry the sport. Well, the other sides of the sport betting not really not worth calling home. So I put almost all of that on
yeah.
Caymanas maybe.
Majority of the sports betting is Cayman, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they do. Hey, you know what? I think they're on the same lines. I noticed when I was going through their, I think they audited that they changed the name of one of their non-operating subsidiaries to SVL REIT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. SVL REIT. I thought, that's
Okay.
interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember. Yeah, I remember. Well, I do remember that, but I remember what was said.
Finance guy.
Not well, not well. These guys, I mean it, right?
No,
Yeah, you know
I don't
my.
mean I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean
Oh yeah, like it's a clear sign, I
like
think,
good
right?
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hint. Um, yes, a hint. I think a hint of what's to come or what they expect to come, what they think to come, and then you have the
Think to come our plans.
well, yeah. Well, I mean, what's the point in planning if you don't intend for it to happen? So that's the things to come. But maybe that's just me
Oh no,
hoping
yeah,
for a $50
okay.
share price.
Oh, so okay.
Hopium, hopium.
That's the
So
hopium.
that's
You're right. That's the
mm,
hopium.
it to me. It's something
One
like you're
country.
hoping with. To me, it's something like you were thinking that they're hoping. When I know you don't mean that. They're
Oh no,
acting.
no. Yeah, they're acting. But I think maybe the hope for them, there's always the unknown factor. The unknown factor is
It
getting,
don't have to work out. That's business, eh?
if the government will sell it, that's it, right? The government will sell it. And also there's the benefit of some things being rough. I like a little bit of rough times for companies, as we know. It forced them to be innovative, it forced them to tighten ship, it forced them to dig a little deeper and come up with things. And yeah, you get a lot of
And it
good.
forces us to get good, quote unquote, good prices. I say quote unquote because that's what's relative. But yeah, we get a
True,
good,
true, true, true.
we get good prices of rough times a lot, right? The
Yeah, yeah,
opportunity is there because everybody think it's ugly.
yeah. If it was beautiful, everybody would want it.
Everybody
You
will
have to
be
get
in it.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was easy, everybody be doing it. Um, yeah, that's to me, I think maybe a good one, but you start us off on a sad note, Shay. Then I
Mm.
dip back, I'll ask you the same thing I asked Shay, that will go
But wait,
through, I'll
one
ask
thing
you.
though. Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
one thing when you guys were speaking earlier, it's what I wanted to jump in and I couldn't. And I said I wrote on a note to say form investment thesis because you guys were speaking about. I think Shay was talking about going to the new level of money. Was it new level
Hmm.
of money or was she saying that thing that she was saying getting okay selling it and moving along? Basically, I'm not explaining myself, but am I? Yeah. So yes,
Start
Shay
from
was
top.
speaking about being okay selling, and you want to feel where saying, boy, sometimes it's rough for, oh no, carry, and she's back there again,
Yeah.
she's going to say it, and I agree, I was agreeing fully, say, yeah, I said that I've gotten to the point of, okay, I'm clean now, everything run good, I'm not,
Hmm.
hold on, more money comes in, different levels of play, different problems come up, and I start doing the same thing, so,
Hmm.
yeah, but the thing I thought about is Is that why like some big successful investors and they have some thoughts behind their investment thesis, yeah? They give themselves constraints or just ways to act so they can always fall back into that instead of go to the thing that they go to naturally that isn't necessarily a good thing for them.
Yeah, I think that's a strong point. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a strong point. Because also, here's an analogy that I didn't mind. I think I came from social media or something. If somebody asks you, what's 2 plus 2? 4,
Mm.
10 plus 10, 20, was 6,986 times 443.67. You probably go for a calculator or paper, right? Because it gets a little bit more complex, and so you need something to help you, or you need to put it down on paper to see it. But when you're doing these more complex moves on the market, but you're still just doing it from your head. How come? So yeah, putting the investment thesis down for yourself is a massive thing, and that's something that I have been trying to do more of. I don't say
Okay.
I've done it
I
properly,
was going to
but
ask if you're there yet. Because I don't know. 'Cause I've felt often, okay, let me start codifying, whatever. But then I
mhm,
think just naturally I hit a block of, I don't think I'm there yet in the sense of, I just don't think there's so much more to know, so much more to learn. You get me? So like, how do I
mhm,
convince myself that I can put something down and live by it strictly, whatever. I mean, of course, it'll have to change, but it feels like if you put it in if you set it in stone too much, then
mhm.
you have
You
to
lose.
make sure you're looking beyond this moment. You have to make sure you're looking at it. This is going to have to evolve. This is going to be something else, and there even might come a time when it actually doesn't work.
Well, yeah, there must come a time when it don't work because nothing
Yes.
works forever, right? You have to adapt or
So
die.
then I ask myself, like, am I actually ready to start setting that? Maybe it's better just doing that.
Go on
And
freestyle.
I haven't really seen it. That's the thing. It sounds like going freestyle. It is
It
going
is.
freestyle, but
It
in
is.
reality,
Yeah.
the thing is, I'm trying to find a version of it where it's more loose, so I can have a lot more discovery in it, but then
Write it
still
with
say, all
pencil,
right, this is
bro.
what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, here we are. So I have been doing it. For me, I don't feel like I have it down pat until I can teach it, right?
Mm.
So like it's like some of the stuff is just like I got into this stuff with the market and then it led to grow. I can teach grow because I know the things that I'm teaching to grow up to that point. Like I know it in a way that there's like a deeper level of knowledge. So there's a level of knowledge that I have where I think we all have it, where I don't know. Shout out to the beginner who is always
Me no know,
like
you
you
know,
look
but
on the queue. Yeah, I don't know, but I didn't even repeat
No,
myself.
no, no.
But
Just a
yeah,
feeling.
just a feeling, right? But we all have that thing. We have that feeling where that's a subconscious that sees something on the market that you know, oh, I must feel like Jamaica Broilers are go put out a good set of results in a quarter or two, and then people are remembering the share price are jump and it might be at 20% there. Why you feel that way? No. No, if you no, you do know that didn't come from nowhere. It must have come from
mm-hmm.
somewhere. For me, codifying that and going into it and being able to find a way to codify it and teach it is like what I teach, right? So I do. And so there's a feeling, and then there's the being able to do it, and then there's the being able to explain it and explain why I do what I do. So a lot of what I've taught has come from seeing the thing, doing the thing. Oftentimes I'm doing the thing, and right after I do it, I tap and I go, wait, why did I do it? I mean, I know what I did. I know, what. Let me, one of the standouts. I keep it on the quarter. We're talking about the quarter. Barita. Uh, Barita ended the quarter up 19.99%.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the group that I remember we said it as a throwaway that, oh, Barita probably in a month or two. In 2 months, I think I was very clear on the exact time. So like in two
Mm-hmm.
months, it's going to, there's a nice 10 or 15% there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so it worked exactly that way. The first time I was able to do that, and I do it, and the second time I do it, I know I do it. And the first time I thought to teach it, I had to stop myself and go, wait, what do you like? What are you seeing that makes you know that
So
that
but
thing
yeah,
is
yeah,
going
yeah,
to
you have
happen?
to. So yeah, you have to be able to say it,
Yes, I have to be able to say it. I have to be able to
like communicate
say
that
it,
at the
and
top. and be
Yeah,
right when and the thing you say is the thing you mean.
exactly. And then what's worse or better, I don't know, like talking to you, talking to Phil, talking to you guys that know it
Mhm.
is one level of it. But the conversations I can have with you guys is different when I'm talking to beginners. So
Mhm.
when I'm able to teach it to people who don't know at all, or when I'm able to listen to what people are saying about it and find the part that's right, find the part that's wrong, and try and find a way to explain it in a way that that person will be able to understand it,
Mhm.
that's when I know it. So for the investment thesis thing, of course I know. Of course I can Google and chat GPT and what's the investment thesis and write it down or whatever, right? But that's for me, that's not real. That's not the
Mhm.
real thing. That's not it yet. And that's
Mhm.
not, at least for me personally, that's not what I
Oh,
do.
yeah, but you have a live test. That's good. That's good. The thing
Exactly. So,
that's
so I'm halfway
we
there.
all have to find our live test.
So what I was saying that for the investment thesis, I'm halfway there. So I have it, but it's not in the form that I can feel like you'll know when I have it because I'm going to do an advanced grow on it. I'm going to do an advanced grow on it and what I think that we need to look at and how I think we need to look at it and why. And if I simplify it, I mean, I kind of already had from the very first grow, just a simple, what's your goal
Mhm.
and what's going to get you there and why is it going to get you there? And it just builds on top of that, right? I don't want to, I go down that rabbit hole in my mind. I will try to do it, but I say all that to say that there is a way in the thesis. I'm not having the right words, but there's a way in setting a thesis up where you're not as you're still constrained because the constraints are needed. I think what you're feeling,
100%.
yeah, you need the constraints and you don't like them because they're there, but they're not
Mhm.
to be liked. It's like the weight. I don't like it. It's heavy, but that's why you're lifting it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I said that to say that the constraint should still be there, but remember, you're the one making it up. So
Mhm.
that's not to say that you can't break it. So don't feel like, yo, I'm not, I don't want to do this because I'll be locked in.
Oh, it isn't about doing. It's that's it. It isn't that I will hesitate to do. I know I wrote it. It would be a situation of, oh, yo, so I have to abide by it in there. It's it's the same thing. We always want to reach a point of completion. That is not
Hmm.
normally we all want to get up and say, yo, I want to be able to do a thing consistently in the market
Hmm.
and make money that way every single time. I don't want to then build up on that point after that. I don't want, so I want to find a way to make $2 million in the market every single month, and then I never want to think about it again. I'll have
But
to do that every
that's,
single. But that's not
that's,
reality. That is not reality.
yeah, that's not
So
how it
that's
works. Yeah.
so it's one of those things that people will go toward a point of completion, even when realistically there isn't. And we're very we're very sticklish about the point when the completion looks like incomplete. So an open-ended investment thesis. So say, oh boy, I can only put these amount of variables into this thing and it works because these are the variables the market present. And then and you can't get up and say, okay, always buy companies with a PE of 2.
Oh,
That
yeah,
does
well,
that don't
no,
make sense, right? So
no, yeah.
your thesis has to be okay. But I define value in this way, and this is what I look for when I go to trade or when I'm looking for that. People, it's everybody wants to get up and say, "Yo, I read a book and it told me say, yo, I was finding companies at PE of 2 and game over."
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like private equity. We see how often that
yeah.
becomes. Oh, I'm not bothering to invest because everything I told myself about private equity is just not real.
Hmm.
It's not my getaway train.
They don't say that, but that's when people slow down and yapping about it when they see the reality of it. Well, the way I put it to people is like, good companies aren't really for sale, and the good companies that are for sale aren't cheap.
Mhm.
And in that middle ground, you're going to have either just something that has really strong potential, and you pay for it, and you're sticking with it, and you're helping it to realize the potential, or you have something that's just totally crap, and you're buying it and you're turning it into, you're putting use into it, right?
Mhm.
You can have that on 2 levels. You see the announcement today from the long-awaited
Yes.
announcement
Yeah, man.
with Kintyre and Portland funded the 500K,
Mhm.
and that's an example, I think, of that Portland and the 500K. I think that's an example of something being Well, let's go to the first level. Visual vibe itself, probably not. It's not like the world that a earth shattering company.
Mhm.
But it
Just
was
need
good enough.
work.
It have cash flow. It has revenue, which is something that the company that bought it at the time I create still needs badly. And they need
Hmm.
profits. They need revenue. Forget even profits. They need revenue. They need actual money coming in, and then they need actual cash, right? So they need business. Um, and that thing has business. Now, it doesn't have the best business, but it has business. It has cash flow. It has operations, a going concern, and so it have a little bit of a price to it. You can up in the air about what the price was, if it was a good price or a bad price. Who knows? Um, but we know that it was a hellish price for I create Tyrone and Company to
The drum
actually
up and
find.
pay.
Yeah, man,
Hmm.
yeah, man. They squeeze blood out of stone to get it. Um, and then getting it, it kind of helped the books a bit. And
Hmm.
I don't know if it has helped the books even that well. I think it has helped the books a bit. It puts a little bit of cash in there. It still provides some headache. I'm sure the headaches aren't done yet. But look where he is now. Look where I create is now. Kintyre is now with that in a better place than they were maybe 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, 2 3 years ago, and with greater potential. Now, if it was what's the sign company that Main Event owns? Not Main Event owns, but Main Event Principal is also sharing.
Name. Oh,
Uh,
Phil. No,
It's a Main Event, but I think he
he can speak about yes.
yeah,
Next
the
one.
one
I
that
know
the
you're talking
logo.
about. It's in there.
Yeah. National signs are whatever. Like if it was that major
Yeah.
company,
I print.
thank you, iPrint digital and all that. Like yeah, I don't
iPrint.
think
Imagine.
so, you're right. The
I
iCreate
would
couldn't
spend
afford
the
an
rest.
iPrint. They couldn't
Right.
afford iPrint. iPrint as a business is a bigger business in a better place, and so iCreate couldn't afford a iPrint, but they got what they could afford, right? And so you work your way up. It's the whole thing, and I know as well. We'll leave the part two for another time, but yeah, that I think is the reality. I don't even remember how I got on that road.
Mm.
What were we talking about?
Oh wow. Shady story save us.
Nah, and she just step off. Yeah, either way, third quarter was exciting. The silver linings quarter. I'll just do a nice non
Yeah.
sequitur. I'll
You
jump to
man
why
have
I
fun
call
also.
it. Yeah, I'll jump to why I call it the silver linings quarter. Uh, I call it that because I think, of course, there's a whole heap of doom and gloom. There's a whole heap of doom and gloom as always, trying surrounding the market, if you will. But the reality of the market is that there's a whole heap of benefit there. And I think the third quarter showed a lot of that benefit maybe coming to rise again, coming back, coming to the fore. Uh, and you saw it with the things that had a wonderful rise throughout the quarter. Funny enough, I was looking at it earlier and I made a mistake. No, it's not a mistake. It's just one way to look at it. I was looking at the what do you call these ones? I was looking at the full year, right? So I was looking at the full year. I mean the year to date going to September 30th instead of the quarter itself. So I was actually surprised when I saw like the number one thing for the quarter being First Rock.
First
What do you
reach.
think about that? What do you think about that? First Rock.
USD.
I mean, that's an example of,
Didn't look.
of,
I
of
didn't look at First Rock for a really long time.
when you said look
So
at it, what
you
you
Um,
mean?
so you want
like
to buy one of
like
those then?
notice it at all. The chart.
The share
Um,
price.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked
Which
at
is
it
funny.
earlier, and
Right?
and I remember that the last time I looked at it was actually because it dipped. I think it was when it went below 2 cents. And I remember one time they were like, "Yeah, that not go really fly for you. No extend the period." I remember you saying that one time.
Mm.
And then I
At
just
the
never looked
time, yeah.
back at it. Yeah, yeah.
This was, I think, maybe when this is a few years ago. This is when the Airports Authority thing
Mm-hmm.
was hot at the time. And
So
then we
yeah,
saw
that was
them.
interesting to see that price today. I was like, wait, oh, we're going here, so
Well, it's not just today. Remember looking at the quarter itself. So for the
yeah, man.
quarter,
So
for the,
no, so that's what I actually started looking back because I looked at the price and I was like, huh, okay. So I started looking at the actual chart.
so what did you think? Like, what was your thought on seeing it? And again, for the third quarter, it is the biggest gainer. First off, USD also. Imagine that
That's where I was looking.
because of the USD factor.
Yeah, man. Because remember, I said I was going to sell PJH on the USD side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
So I was.
TJH on the US. Okay, I get it. You wanted to do a little bit of the USD plays, which is one of the things I think that the market has allowed wonderfully. One of the things that has
Mhm.
gotten a lot better
But yeah,
at
I
allowing
was
it.
thinking like I was looking at the chart and I was like, I don't really see the pattern, but maybe I just didn't look long enough.
But I don't know if
Um
it's a pattern. Were you
that's
looking
what
for
I'm saying.
pattern?
Like I was no, I was looking and I was like, what's going on here? So I think that's where because I had a lot of stuff doing today, but it was something that I actually
Mm-hmm.
wrote down to kind of check back because I was like, yeah, I don't know what's happening here. It's just interesting that when I was playing with it, it was 2 cents and two or something maybe, and I know it's two point
Still,
zero two four eight.
yeah, 0.0248. It's still 2 cents. It's just well, right. Well, I'm going off September 30th price, right? Not the price today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not the price today. So going off from the start of the quarter to now. So
But
on the quarter, it would have grown 52%. Right? On the
Wow,
mm-hmm.
quarter, I think that's massive. It's grown
that is.
52.22% on the US dollar. Now, granted, it's coming from a hell of a drop to get there, but growth is growth. People bought
Mm-hmm.
it at the start of the
Are you guys
quarter.
hearing me now?
Yeah, we're hearing you
Yes.
fine.
You weren't here for a while there.
Mm-mm.
This wasn't working.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine though. Okay, good. But yes, I said it earlier. So I should have been looking here, you know.
You should have been looking at First Rock.
Yeah, with the problems of the what do you call it?
I don't know. It was Sajik or
Surgical or
Sagicor. So
something.
receivership and whatever.
and was it foreclosure or say they're taking
Yeah,
control of the property or
taking
whatever.
the receivership and taking control, and then what seems to be a bailout for First Rock
Mm-hmm.
happening, you know. So
Mm.
to
And
me,
Mayberry funded.
Yeah.
to me, this looks like bad times that maybe can sort out. That I should have looked at more closely as what those starting to look like, and then
Never waste a
potential good
crisis.
times look like.
Yeah, I don't know. I,
As I was, it was
what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think the
in
good
terms of
times could
what?
look like? What do you
No,
think the
so
good times for them could look like?
I'm defining bad times as all this weight of First Rock under receivership, bad news,
Hmm.
a bad news string, and actually not looking so great with the numbers, and then no good times being some relief or some relief of it, and then the optics of that relief. So we're no longer under that situation. We're out of it. We get some money going. What's next? Work with Mayberry. Maybe that's a catalyst for some movement here.
The actual completion, hopefully,
Oh, so I
could
don't
be a
mean
good
so
next
I
step.
never actually I meant relative good times. I didn't mean actual good times.
Mm.
But
No,
that's
but
also
well,
that's also a point. So I'm not going in path. But yes, even like beyond this now. So yeah.
oh, I see what you're saying.
So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm agreeing with you now, Phil, to say beyond this point. Now we have when actual completion happens, the thing long awaited for
Another
that could be
catalyst, right?
part of the good news.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
they
But
said that? Haven't they?
I'm just saying I should have been looking at First Rock. That's what I'm saying.
Ah, I
Okay,
see.
okay.
Because as bad news, and I know it's not far fetched for them to potential. So would have taken the plunge? Maybe not. But just look at it and say, map it out. Yes, I should have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
looking
Mm,
yeah.
there.
Because
I get you.
because by doing that, then when you do see the signs, you do see the first sign of good news, right? The first notice saying the thing get refinanced. If you're ready,
Would have
maybe
been
at
yeah,
that
would
point,
have made let's check. When you think when the news come out?
was there a delay between
I
that and the
mean,
price moving?
The news when the news come out,
I have to check. I'll look in.
it's not on the thing.
I think, oh, you mean the official receivership news, or I don't know if it was receivership, whatever it was, the official bad news. Let's catch a date on that. But
I kind of
and when did the actual when the official good news come out? The recent one of always we clear that up with Mayberry Help.
I also don't know. Let's see.
It's recent.
Let us see.
Hmm.
Let's start the
Who
searching.
posted it?
September 16
So yeah, oh wow,
was the
oh wow,
notice. What time was that?
oh wow. So look on that.
What's that?
Look on the price and the movement around that in there. It went from on September 16 closed at 8 up. How do I say that? 186. This is far. This is a cent and 80 and 2 decimal places base. So it's 0.0186, and then after that it closed at 248. The September 17th closed at 248. So the news comes out and then it spikes.
Mm-hmm.
But look at the Jamaican. Jamaican stay flat.
Phil, so you say speaking my language.
Well, did
So
it
the
stay flat
opportunity
though?
was there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I mean, that usual arbitrage opportunity doesn't exist with
That's
the first rock.
mm-hmm. So it said USD are looking at that and it just the volumes, which is a good thing in some ways, bad thing in some ways, depending on your plate, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
one can stay flat easier than the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And the lack of the easy arbitrage between the two does affect things a bit, right?
But this doesn't have easy arbitrage. What do you mean?
You can't. It's not like Trans Jamaica.
This is not one of them. Okay,
No,
same
it's
here.
not one of them. Annoyingly, it's not one of them. In fact, I meant to look into it. If I think it's almost like it's two different classes, the way
Yeah,
they
I
split
think
out
exactly
they're
there.
that.
that's how they did it, when they did
I
their
believe so as
IPO.
well. I just can't remember.
When they did
Are
their
they-
Check
IPO, I think it was two different
two
classes.
different classes of shares. I believe so
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Wow. Well, we can
Yeah.
check.
Yes.
We can check. Let's see. My manager as a prospectus. So, yeah, Class A, Class B,
Oh yes.
Yeah, man,
Class
big up
B
them.
being Jamaican, I guess, and Class A being the USD.
So
So
them time the
USD at 12
signal
cents.
started ugly. So nobody was looking to fix it properly yet.
Yeah, and Signal still hasn't fixed it. If fixing if there's something in their minds broken and needs fixing, I don't know if that's what they want. But Signals, I believe, is one class, so it's a bit
I
different.
believe
I
so
was
as well.
wondered,
It
yeah,
is,
I
it
was
is
wondered
one
why.
class. It is one class. Or
Yeah,
they rank they all rank equally, I know, within
yeah,
the
if
same
it's
thing.
pari passu, then it's one class.
Yeah.
But I,
Hmm.
hmm,
Hmm. Think about
I,
that.
go ahead, you go ahead, you go ahead,
So
you go
in
ahead.
first rock case then, are they not pari passu?
Good
I
question.
know they're pari passu within themselves, but then across the board, do I have any greater or lesser across the different shareholdings? I don't think so.
Well,
Like, is one class superior in any way? I think they is there any material? Is there any actual difference outside of the denomination of the which can actually be which that's funny because I say that no, the denomination of the shares in terms of their currency, the currency denomination of the shares,
mhm.
that can to some degree be argument against pari passu
I, I, I,
on a value basis. One share of
so
one is not the exact value of the other.
true, true. So you'd almost have to, like, if I'm thinking just straight value of the company, and if they're not pari passu, if they're not equal, I'd have to value the JMD and value the USD, and then bring them
Separately.
all to one currency, and that's it, right? Because in my mind, from you got two classes, you got two classes. And
Mm-hmm.
it has to be one class in my mind.
So
But
then are they?
there's
So
up
are,
there's
the question
opportunity
is,
there.
are they not pari passu then? I
The,
think there's some
I
leeway to say. I think like on a rights basis, in the I think like what comes with owning one share within control of the company that happens, but then the value of that thing is different across thing there
when you
because they
break
will trade at different values.
mhm.
So the value of one might just exceed one share in one might at sometimes exceed the value of the share in the next one, and pretty often.
But where would that matter?
Like, that's the thing I want to figure out. Which is why I said pari passu might not be the. I said pari passu because I wanted to, but then
Because that no, that does matter some
it
places,
does
man.
matter somewhere, right? It matters to me at least as an owner. If I own both of them, but then if I own one share and you own one share, where would that matter? Where would the value of the shares actually matter comparatively across the board for us? What would be the case for us to be having that dispute or conversation or whatever?
I want to say that maybe in a fund. I want to say in a fund, but I want to say that I would prefer in a fund if they were pari passu. Um,
Why?
why? Because I get to choose how to value my fund. Think of
Choose how to value a fund. I think I know what you're saying, but
if
tell me
if
what you're
if
saying.
if if QWI owns if QWI owns TransJamaica shares at the end of the quarter, they and TransJamaica USD at the end of the quarter is $1 and the JMD is 105.
Mm-hmm.
I can value it at 105 Jamaican dollars, or I can
Here,
value
here,
it
here,
at
here's the interesting part about that. That is where we care strongly about. So I think a lot of people do wonder this. I'm sure I've seen this this ask in the girl group. It's where where does the value denomination on a fund come from, or where it matters when they say, "Hey, I want to choose the closing price, which is based on the VWAP as my value for my
which is
for my
VWAP.
assets in my fund,
Hmm.
or I want to choose the highest
The
ask,
top bid.
the highest bid at the end of any period to determine what my value at the end of that period is." That's where this is
Uh-huh.
matters. So this is where it matters specifically.
Well, and as we know, the rules itself does. I don't. It
So
does.
so so, so
It's
it's like Jamaica. Jamaica has one queue across a different thing there. So if I want to sell my
I really
USD,
have one queue. No, it have four. It have the four. It have two.
if you want to sell something there, you have Jamaica JMD shares and you want to sell them and buy that. You want to sell them as USD. What happens?
You put them in as
You sell
USD, but
them.
if you
Yeah.
put them up for sale as USD, they don't appear on the
Yeah. So
JMD side for sale.
do you consider? I know it's two queues, but functionally, is it? It is actually. I
Function
can't say. I can't.
functionally. No, hold on.
It is
So
two
here's the
queues. Actually, it
difference.
is.
It is two queues and it is
In my head,
two
I'll try.
two values, but it's one class of shares.
Yes.
In
So
First Rock's case, it's not one class of shares.
I know, man. So the thing I did for me with Jamaica just now,
Hmm.
I think at some point my understanding of it became one queue, but it's not. It's until I just said it exactly how it is. I didn't realize. So
Yeah,
wait, it's actually it is fully two queues. There's no. It's not the same queue. No, that's
correct.
interesting.
No, my brother, I didn't even want to be talking about this. It's
I
just
mean, I
because
want
Yeah,
to
why
know.
I
not?
didn't
Why
want
not?
to.
This is where I'm going. I just not to do this.
Bother.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to get the public all of this for
Anyway,
free.
the
Guys,
silver lining.
come to grow,
Talking about the
or join
silver
the girl
linings.
group. Yeah.
Randy, where did the silver linings? Tell us more about that part.
Silver linings. Yeah, yeah. It was just the idea of how many things that were seeming or being spoken of in a doomish way found their recovery in the third quarter. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of wonderful things happened to the market in the third quarter, and I mean, a lot of things that I think made the fourth quarter and beyond exciting happened in the third quarter. BrickTalk came back in the third
Mhm.
quarter.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and
yes.
the return of BrickTalk, to hopefully bring some hope back to the market or hopium.
Either one.
Yeah,
Pick
let's
a
One or
doom.
poison.
both.
Yeah, exactly. Let's doom. That was also great. Yeah, let's doom. Speaking of doom,
That's big.
NCB. Some people would say the NCB recovery, and I'm
Right.
not calling it a recovery, but it is quite I mean, there's no other way to put it. There is a nice rise in the share price
The share
Straight from
price.
from
the
where
house
it
mouth.
was previously. Yeah. What you said from the horse's mouth?
Horse's mouth. It's the horse.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
was what I want? I hear the laugh and I want to ask for clarity, but I don't know if I want clarity. Do I want clarity?
Yes,
You
man.
do not.
All right. What was I saying about the price? The price of NCB in the quarter. Uh, let's see. The NCB would have started the quarter with a lot of doom weighing it down. And yeah, NCB, honestly, as a stock, it annoys me. Not for anything other than it doesn't, it's one of the stocks that represents more than what it actually is.
Mm.
Meaning like when somebody asks me, then I don't know if you know this because you get asked this all the time for your job. When somebody asks me about NC, what's happening with NCB?
But not me, NCB boss. So
They're
good.
not really
Really
asking. Well,
asking
yeah, they're
about
not really
NCB.
asking
They're
what
asking about
NCB
NCB,
is.
the
But
company. And
sometimes they are.
that's what hits me when that happens. It's I know I have to start with telling them. I have to actually answer that, even though I know that's not what they're asking. But I also have to
Uh-huh.
then get to what I'm actually asking.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying.
Like, yeah, you're not actually asking about the. In fact, if I were to ask you about the bank, you tell me everything good about it.
Uh,
No,
Yeah,
no more
yeah,
like
yeah. No, no, yeah, because no, when people talk, yeah, you're right. I don't know what you said that. What you said, Shay. No, when people talk, I don't know if they say anything good
Oh
about
yeah,
the
right.
bank.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
NCB
yeah,
is the people's bank right now.
yeah, man. No,
Valid, I
the
mean,
doom.
I mean, willingly.
Yeah, the
They have a
doom.
lot
I
of
know what you mean.
people
I see what you're
locked
saying. Shit.
in,
I see what you're saying.
but
I see what
then
you're
them
saying. Shit.
the whole
Too much news up. Let me shut up.
yeah the scamming.
No, no, yeah, there's no going around it. The doom did a hell of a job in giving people the impression that there's nothing good on the market, and chief amongst the nothing good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you pick Michael Leachin's company of all the things to do that way, but you, chief amongst the bad was NCB. Is terrible.
Yep.
It's
Mm-hmm.
terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the girl group, you see, sometimes I have to combat it. It's not that I'm combating it; it's that I'm saying, at least you know how we are in the girl group. The point behind the girl group is that
It's
you have to be sensitive. So it's not that something can be bad, something can be bad,
Real.
but yo, if I ask you why it's bad, you should be able to tell me.
Yeah. What is
mm-hmm.
real? That's what's
That's
important.
that's the thing. It's when you go against the. He said combat and I laughed. And then you then said why I laughed. You said so you don't know if it's actually combating. You're giving a measured view
Right.
against against a wall of the popular view being bad, the popular view being very sensational, and you're just so
Everything bad.
you come and you come and give the measured normal view, then you're suddenly looked at as the one that's coming with this outside.
It's
You sound
weird,
like one
man.
that's not measured. It's like politics.
Yeah. Defend the
Yeah.
money,
You
man.
walk into a room of orange and
You're like, well, guys,
say
the
something
kids
that's
do need
reasonably
school
in support
buses.
of the green. You know, I'll get away with that. It's like, oh, like, if you agree with
You love
everything them
trouble,
just
yeah.
say, you
With
can't go
school bus,
say.
make them crash and dead.
eh, So, so
I see you. I
if
see
Me
you.
I buy
a
two
view is very
taxi.
big and popular, it's very hard to be the one because then it's something like you're combating a view versus I'm
Yeah,
just talking the truth at this point. Yeah.
yeah, and also I think in this case, at least as Vito has talked about in the group, is that I want people to also, people don't really know. That's all I know. Most people don't really know. And most people look to people who they think know
To parrot them.
to tell them what's going on, right? So
And
if
this way I'm going to now consider myself informed, and that's the thing I'm going to
yeah
say in
man,
every other context, every other conversation. The thing that guy
yeah
said.
man, yeah
Yeah,
man.
confirmation bias is like you hear what you want to hear, and
Mm-hmm.
you seek out what you want to hear
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
from those who you believe are more knowledgeable for whatever reason, or sometimes it's just more vocal,
Yeah.
and then you just run with it.
Yeah, or you
People
trust.
confuse people
Yeah.
confuse vocal for knowledgeable. That's probably.
Very
True,
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 very
true.
true.
And so that's why I always make the effort to, like, when I say something, I don't just say it, but also
Back
like,
it up.
yeah, man, here's the truth. Here's why I think is the truth. Here's the proof behind it. And I listen to go group. I'm like, hey, listen, like I said it recently. And somebody was saying, we're talking about the GHL, which, by the way, GHL was the seventh largest gainer for the quarter.
I
It
mean,
went
one
up.
of the things that you do that a lot of people don't. It's admit when a belief is actually just a belief. It's just a
Yeah.
feel so. Not a, I don't have any real concrete behind this. Also, so don't run it down. Maybe you can
Hmm.
prove it or disprove it. But the thing I'm saying, I not even put in this way to it like you like I probably sound like, or I can't tell you why I feel this. That's not how often you actually hear that part on top about the feel say. The feel says often
True.
not.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So I don't and the gospel that sort of gospel don't make sense to me, at least, because it leads to nothing but us being burned. But in the case of the NCB, I'm like, yo, it's hard for me to accept that it's not, how do I say, that it's not good. It's hard for me to accept that it's not good, because it is so, let me find the right word.
Good.
Yeah, it's free. It's easier to talk in the crowd. Like to speak publicly. Like you, I just feel like you must, if you're saying certain things, you must be able to at least put some proof behind it. NCB itself, NCB Financial Group. If you ask anybody about it, you'd think that last year was a mash up year, like them dead now. If you never did before, them dead now, right?
Hmm.
You wouldn't think that it was like what? It was like their fourth. I think maybe their
Third best in
fourth,
history.
third or fourth most profitable year ever, or something like that, right? I think maybe they're and also revenue wise, also one of their strongest years revenue wise, I believe. I don't want get it wrong. I also want to actually show that the thing I'm thinking of. So give me a second. Yeah, but I believe it was a strong year for NCB. Um, and so when
Revenue
you hear all the
wise, it was the highest, eh?
revenue wise, it was the best year ever, right?
Yeah.
They're not making less money. Yeah, last year, revenue wise, it was the best year ever, 148.7 billion in revenue. Um, and if you look at profit,
Profit
it
is
was
like
not their most
fifth.
profitable year. No, fifth, like I would call it, like maybe their fifth.
One, two,
It was a
three.
bit of an improvement, but
Yeah,
fifth,
either fifth
seventh,
or the
eighth, it
sixth.
wasn't. It was by no means their worst year ever,
Right.
right? 13 billion in profit, 13.3 billion in profit. No, quality of earnings, what kind of quality of earnings? It's a financial group, it's one of the largest financial groups in the country. There's no kind of earnings that thing can make that I would discount. Of course, cash profits matter more, but it's NCD. I don't know, I can't think of a soul that you'd say, hey, would you like to own a lot of NCB? And so it'd be no, right? It's still strong. So when you hear that sort of conversation, like NCB mashup, I'm wondering, like, yo, what exactly you mean? I think about the whole of last year. That's kind of thing that you're hearing. It's funny. For years before, we have been saying that, yeah, there's a possibility of things hitting or going awry with NCB, but I don't mean NCB dead. It's just mean tough times. Also, if NCB dead, the country mash up. The
Worried me.
country done for. Everybody done for. What do you mean by NCB? Like NCB may be one of the few institutions that we have that truly is too big to fail. If NCB going to fail, the government will take it back. It can't fail. There's too much. There's everybody pension tied up in it somehow. The USD moves type like it's too big to fail,
Even the
right?
pension in there.
Especially like it's just massive. So you hear a lot of those the talk around it, and there's no real substance to it. And then, of course, you can bring it to the adjacent point, which got very hot during the third quarter, which is
Summertime.
the possibility that maybe how would you put it? The possibility that maybe Michael Leach's death, personal debts might be affected. How many people's personal debts do we know? Like maybe it is, maybe it won't, but NCB itself is good. If something is happening with the majority owner, the worst that can happen is that you get a new owner of NCB, which is exciting for everybody who owns shares in NCB because I'm sure a lot of people rush it. And if the current owners keep it and manage to hold it, then it's
It's a
also
story.
still,
It's a
yeah,
comeback
turnaround
story.
story.
Everybody
yeah, it's
loves a good comeback.
like,
Yo, imagine the headlines.
imagine,
Come
depending on which
on.
newspaper. But it's
So
it's just it's just I know our today would write about it in glowing
Mm.
terms. I know that Jesus, the journalist of the quarter,
Literary. Oh boy.
journalist of the quarter is definitely Al Edwards from our
Oh
today.
God.
My God, man, my God,
Literary gymnastics.
yeah, man, man beat Chat GPT with them thesaurus, boy. But the point I'll say is that it was an exciting quarter. And to bring it to the whole point of making points, I just want, when we're talking about it, we consider, you can feel however you want, and that's perfectly fine. And oftentimes your feelings are, if not true, close to the truth. But in the real world and in the world of money, you kind of also have to prove it. So when people ask what's up with NCB, I have to do the same thing you're done. I say, have to do. You kind of answer it, and you have to push for the next answer, the real question that they're really asking. Because funny enough, I've had that question many times over the years, and almost every time I answer, after you explain whatever it is, and I explain and I talk to people, and I ask them about it, like what more happen with NCB. If it go back to 100, goes back to 200. If it go back to 200, how many people you think are gonna sell it?
when it ever reach there, when it
No man, that answer the
if it
question
touch
shit.
100,
You have a bunch of people who sell, but depending on how it get there, no, shit. Depending on how it
And
get
I,
there,
I never said for that
it,
that
Will
it,
sell.
how we get there. How we get there.
the volumes in NCB. You look at these volumes when it was dipping from when it was at 40 in July, the start of July, right? It start July off at a price of 41 roughly. You look at these volumes as it was falling. Just give us a better view. Look at the volumes as it was falling, right? It was not like people obviously are rushing out. Maybe they think they're running from a burning building. Um, but there's I don't know if I don't know how much of it is true retail, but there are a lot of people running out. Like look at these volumes. It's very clear that there's new big volumes happening, right? When you hit that 28 big volumes, look at the volumes between August 7th when it's at 28.58 and we'll say August 14th. So 1 week when it's back up to 39.79, almost 40. Those volumes are tiny in comparison to the falling down volumes. And since then, at the 40, they're smaller. Point I'm making there is to what you said, Shay, is it's at 42 now, 42.57. Let's say that it spikes suddenly next week and goes to 55. Spikes again and goes to 65.17 another week. Everybody talking about it now. It is the buzz, right? In 2 weeks, it jumped from 42 to almost 70. It jumps again to 100. Most of those people not selling anything. Shit.
that's true.
Most of them not selling anything. I'm telling you that
Yeah,
from
if it happens
experience.
that way, it's not no.
Nobody not sell it. If it go 100, it can go 200, If it go 100, and it break the 100 easy and go 110, 120, them nah sell it.
No,
Them are,
listen,
them
me there. Because I'm
they're
me
gonna
there. Me
buy
go
it.
wait.
They're
Yeah.
gonna buy it. So they're gonna buy it. And if there's, it depends on whatever the reasons are or whatever is happening. If there's
Is
exciting
NCB going
news,
back to 200? What is that?
yeah,
Let's
I
wait
can
on it. Right?
see the
Let's wait
headlines
on it. Is
already.
Come on, the
NCB going
headlines.
back to 200?
Oh my god, I can see I can see the thumbnails.
Unit trust,
Yeah,
unit
it's
trust
all.
start up again. It's gonna be, yeah.
Of course, if you do it the right
Hmm.
time, every unit trust suddenly start advertising based on them results again. I think we haven't
Yes.
seen that in about a year or two. We haven't seen it since Barita's uh property unit trust had that big growth, right? Um, and then if it
Bring the
hits
whole market with
200,
it.
did I take it?
We bring the whole market with it. Or
Yeah, of
just some
course,
of
yeah,
that.
yeah. And you know,
Hmm.
funny enough, I want that.
Yeah, man.
Just for
Man
I don't know,
want a little
it's
car
weird.
moral.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I want it to go. I want this. I want to see NCB here again as the biggest thing in the combine market.
Bro,
Hmm.
Like, I didn't realize how much I missed it.
Man.
I've even sometimes instinctively started saying it that NCB and I said no there.
Yeah, no, they're the fourth right now.
I
With this
started to
recovery, they're
say
the
it the other
fourth,
day,
Bro,
like
remember I said they used
a
to make up
couple
the
days
market,
ago.
bro.
that I was like, all right, it's not,
bro.
it's
They used
not
to
Like
drag
happening.
the index
they
early.
Remember, it was NCB and Friends. Who said
Yes,
they were 40% of the
that was
index at
like
one time, I believe.
the
Yeah,
NCB and Friends?
I don't know. It was. Oh my
Good
god! The index
times.
and they check. Oh, it's NCB.
mm, yeah.
NCB
It,
falls. The market is dead. The market falls. The market collapse. NCB
Yep,
move. Just NCB.
NCB.
just NCB and Sagicor and a couple of Sagicor never fell too
The
far, but
friends.
yeah, and Friends exactly. Um, yeah, I kind of want back because also if you look at how the market is now, it's been known where it is for so long that if and when it grows and hits back that number one spot, if they do it right, if it happened at the right time, the right year, JC could get the number one.
Again.
It
Yeah,
again.
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need a big buyout, but I wouldn't want it to be NCD. Also, there's like
Why
a kind of
number 13 looking like what people want as the number as their makes up most of the index slack.
Trans Jamaica.
But then think about that. What does it take for NCB to get there versus that's a movement in price. How much percentage for NCB for NCB to be valued at versus Trans Jamaica? So NCB quadruple.
Nah,
Four
not
times
even quadruple.
NCB
If NCD quadruple,
to be 200 again.
worries again. Worries again. You don't have
But
quadruple, you would have a
it's
double.
the is I mean it's 60
Where it is
right?
now, it's at 108. Sorry, I'm just looking at number one. Number one is
NCB?
Scotia. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no. I was thinking NCB like at 200 to be the index bully again
Oh,
versus and
that
not
yeah,
the top. Just be the index bully. The guy.
undisputed.
And then think
Yo,
what Trans Jamaica would take. Amount of jumps it would have to do versus I have to move 4 times, you have to move too much.
yeah. I mean, in the world of reality now, granted, NCB would probably help the Trans Jamaica move as they have been. But I don't know if um yeah, Trans Jamaica is hopes and dreams. I
I
mean,
know
not that.
uh,
Yeah,
that's effectively what I'm doing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah.
It's a nice idea though. I don't knock it. It's a nice idea.
That's the do it.
Uh,
Tell me the for buy it. You talk.
yeah,
There's a lot
NCB
on the
could do
market
it.
that can sell it.
What do you think could cause it? That's a nice idea. What do you think could make that happen?
uh, a sale, a large sale, a large change in ownership.
Mm.
Somebody making a buyout.
I mean, yeah, I think maybe the right buyout would be, but I don't. That's where the emotional versus the practical. Um, I mean, you're right, Leaching solidified
I mean, it's not a rate
his
or not rate. It's
status.
a
Yeah,
what would it take to get there? on a leeching side, it's a slow. I was thinking the easiest path. So, seeing NCB on leeching side, a lot more.
All right, suppose we
And
take a
again,
sale off the
even if it's
table.
slower too.
So we take a sale
Sale
off
off the
the
table.
table.
Then, what does that really look like? That's being solid more than so. Because then, like for NCB itself, leeching a lot of fix on his side, meaning like so personal debts and whatever.
But
So
that don't matter to me with NCB.
but for NCB to get there, what does that look like? Says I hate talking. I don't know if I'm talking. I don't know if I want to be talking like this. You know.
Yeah, I get you. I don't know. Shay, what do you think it would take? What would it take for you to buy NCB at 200, Shay? Like you see it at 200 and you're excited to buy it.
Outside of a buyout?
Yeah.
Wicked dividends, which
Mm.
I think they can do dividends like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know for that.
I think the FSC would allow it. I think
stop. Wait,
BOJ would allow it.
you say that you don't think they can do? I don't think it's a tomorrow situation.
Yeah, suppose they were to go back there, and I mean, they went to 200 very rapidly when they did. And these things always happen. It always never happens until it happens very suddenly.
But
Like when SVL
it
came on
it's
as
sudden.
happens, it'll be overnight, quote unquote. I will pretend like
So
we
that's
were.
the thing. You say it's sudden, but we were watching NCB move for so long. We were waiting on so much parts of that move. It wasn't so sudden. It was
Takes
2017 and
years,
free up
yeah.
NCBFG become a thing, and by 2020
Strong dividends over the next 3 years, and then 2020 hit, and
and
then
a lot of nice news and more profit and nice things. So
Guardian and
Guardian is
yeah.
folding.
But yo, all right,
Guardian
let's wave the magic one and say, and again, Shay, I know you told me last week, say, when we say magic, you believe it. Go ahead. What would it take for you to be excited to buy it at 200 in the
at
fourth
200.
quarter? So
So
meaning over the
reaching
In
sales
the
next
are
in the
3 months.
unicorns.
fourth quarter, like right here, so.
Yeah, but we're taking sales off the table.
All right, no sales. Me take up
I feel
my
like okay,
200.
cool. We say a sale is number one. I'd want it to be sold to another Jamaican. That's what I wouldn't want it to leave
I
Jamaican
thought about
hands.
that,
Fuck.
so we can get into that a little bit afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
For me to take up my $200,
Mm-hmm.
For you, take up $200, huh?
For you not only take up your $200, excited to rush and buy it at $200.
to rush and buy it,
Oh,
Chaja.
Yeah.
so
Uh, I don't. I can't say. I don't even know how them would have get me to want that
a
200.
beer match. It's Randy actually talking about magic at this point, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
I
What do you
think
think, so? What do you think, Phil? Anybody can join. You
think
can send a speaking request and tell us what you think, But sorry, go ahead, Phil.
I want you
but
already, I think.
then
Because
then
any
come
answer I have for the TikTok, I wouldn't want to say.
if them buy Barita.
Nah.
Wait.
No, bro.
NC Ban Barita wouldn't
Oh,
wouldn't
but you did say
wouldn't
magic.
send you.
Okay, Phil.
No.
Okay.
It would send
No.
Barita.
It might send Barita back to 100. Barita is a great one for the quarter also. Barita did a bit of moves. They're fifth on the index, but they did some moves as expected on the timeline. I don't know. I'm thinking obviously yes, the sale. I'd want it to remain Jamaican. Outside of that, I mean they care about GHL now more, I think, than I think they care more obviously about GHL now than they did before. I'm talking from a market perspective, right? From a
Mm-hmm.
market perspective, I think they care more about GHL than they did before. I think if they were to actually act on that care, it would be great. I think there's so much value in GHL outside of how they've been using it. Like you said, the move that they did the other day with moving the pensions under them, which has its own implications. But yeah, suppose they were to split the GHL. Was there to split GHLs? Was there to be like maybe some sort of a sale of
Split
some of the
JHL.
GHL?
A
Yeah,
JHL split.
yeah,
You move
JHL
NCB, I
split.
think.
If you depend on what you pair splits on their own, but it depends on what you pair it with and why you're doing it. If you did a couple of corporate moves around the GHL. I think we're very much against the line of
Yeah,
of
man,
of
it's not like a
of
politician, bro.
no consultancy work. Like I'm 2025. I'm not trying to do what we were doing 5 6 years ago. I give free work, free tips out there. But let's say I can see it in 6 months, and not with any hanky panky
So,
or
so that's
any
the thing,
just
and it's not something
moves for the
anything I
sake
don't want to
of
see.
moves.
It's a really
Yeah,
strong move, though. I can see possibility, and then but a big part of it also is there has to be a lot behind it, more than just we get.
yo, I could do it in 6 months. Gun to my head, I could do it. Billion to my head, I could do it. but with a billion to my head, I could do it. I could do it, and again do it in a sustained manner, I believe. And I know you're not the only one because I know again if anybody wanted to grab NCB over the last year or whatever, if anybody were to buy NCB, they would also do it. Nobody's trying to buy NCB because they think it's terrible. If they want to get NCB FG, it's because there's significant value, unrealized value in there, I believe. I believe there are things you can do to realize that value. Yeah, I think there's significant things that can be done to realize that value. I know enough now to know not to just reel it up out. Because to me, it's so clear and obvious and simple. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Next man,
nah.
I use the Uka work.
Yeah, or I see somebody, I see a new jet and I still take taxi
But
and Airbus.
you see,
But yeah, there are things I think I could do, and I not only could do, I think those things are inevitable. But it's a matter how much pressure is on the entity to cause those things to be inevitable. As it is that they're doing now, I think they're doing some great moves now, but I don't think they care about the market per se in the moves that they're doing. So uh, yeah, I think there's potential. Let's leave it there. Phil, since you're on, what was one of your exciting things about the third quarter? Like, what was your most exciting event for the third quarter?
well, I mean, we mentioned Kintai already. Like to
Barely.
see,
What true?
like to see the news from my brethren. There wasn't a huge movement in the stock price until after the quarter done, which is today.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
certainly the catalyst is around visual vibe, and I look forward to seeing what further that team managed to pull off. Um, I think well in the statement from today, they he alluded to this being a pre-IPO move. I mean, you can say that, but PJX buying in, I would assume that they're also buying in with a view towards an exit.
I mean, that's how PJX, the
That's how
fund
PJX operate. That's
works.
how
Yeah.
these private equity funds generally work. You know,
And they need a win. They need a couple of wins. I don't think that'll be a major win for them, but a win is a win, right? Every
correct,
little bit counts. Every
correct,
little bit
correct.
counts.
And hopefully it also signifies that. I mean, earlier on they had a release that Kinta had a release that they were looking for a broker. Hopefully this signifies that the broker is NCB
Shout out to the Growcrats.
Capital
You
Market.
guys have heard me talk about specifically that already,
Yep.
and I think it's yeah. I think it's almost obvious that it is, right?
Yeah.
Almost
Would
obvious
only
that it
make sense.
is.
So
But that
maybe
then
we maybe we see a right issue in the fourth quarter.
I don't know, man. The
I
thing, the
don't
things
know.
I hear Tyrone say sound like him. I mean, he's doing what he needs to do for his company. I don't know that.
Right.
It's just
That's not what you need to do for your money.
Will we
and
get the
again,
benefit?
and man
I
in
know
the
so I go
arena.
sometime.
There's a man in the arena too, right? I don't like it, but I'm not the
So
man in
go.
there. I'm not the man in that arena for that thing.
Definitely.
So
And we
yeah,
don't. And the big thing about this thing is we have a lot of choices. We have choices more
yeah,
and more every day, and we don't
yeah.
we don't have to see something and say, that's bad for our money. Let me be upset about it and not invest. It's just we go somewhere else and put the money in. Fire
That's
loss.
a very good point.
You're looking at your money. You're not looking at which stock on the market. You're finding the stock for your money, And the next way around, get up and say,
Yeah.
boy, I can't buy things here today. And vex. No. He's like, no, I don't think it does well for my money. Then you upset at it. Just don't buy it.
Yeah,
Just don't
yeah,
buy it. It don't make
yeah,
what's the point of cussing Tyrone or cussing
You
Icreate?
spend so much energy
Chill.
on the thing you're not going to do. Because you
Right.
decide, say, I'm not going to do this thing. And you spend your energy worrying about not doing that thing. Versus, all right, I did this research in Kinta, and it just never work out as the thing I want. Time for some new research because your money still if you do it, need to do.
Yeah. And the
yes,
company never put them hand in your pocket and take it. And you always
yeah.
have the option for sell.
Yeah.
If you have a problem,
Except when they were suspended.
well, there's that.
There is that. But yo, came back from it,
Close to my
right?
heart, but it's the
Came
news.
back from it.
Came back from it. Came back from
Yeah.
it, and look at this. Look at this coming back from it. I hope that's a sign for others who have managed to get themselves suspended.
I
Mm-hmm.
hope so.
Yeah, one
Hope and
one of
pray.
the thoughts and prayers. One of the the things also that I noticed with that. Wait, you're so funny. Shay, have you ever bought or not, well, have you bought or own a lot of or participated in at all iCrit, or is one of those things that you've never touched?
Yeah, I did a while back.
So that's funny. Listening to how you guys sounded just now. I mean to. And we've all actually put money in iCreate before.
Mm-hmm.
And I've made money in iCreate. I've also lost money in iCreate. I actually think I might still, I may still have like a one or two share if I have any, maybe not. But I've
Mm-hmm.
also said publicly more than once. Then I've also we've had episodes with Tyrone. We've interviewed him more than once, and I've said it to him that I'm not at the time. I remember saying I'm not an iCrate shareholder then, but I'm sure I will be in the future, and I feel the same way now. Still, right? That's such
Mm-hmm.
a
Hmm.
different and measured view. Where I will bring it back to that point that we were talking about earlier, where it's a good part of where I think we need to get with the market and where we are getting with the market. Where you don't have to like it, but it's okay to not like it. I make a very clear point about why you don't like it. You can have a stance against it. You can disagree with it, but it don't mean that it's the worst thing in the world. It just means that you disagree with it. So it's not for me right now, right? It's not where I think
Definitely.
we should be. Yeah, I think that's a great way to approach it. And I just found it funny that we're all talking about I create something that we've all either bought or sold or made money on, or
Yeah.
I we don't feel like I don't care what kind of belt you wear.
I don't.
Right, like it's the if you think of it again like the man in the arena or you're watching football. I don't want to kill you know Amorim because Manchester United is crap. Me personally, I'm happy that I hope he stays there forever, right? but but yeah, it's where we need to get. So I was saying that to bring it back to the point that you made earlier, Shay, and I think it shows a bit of maturity. You can find where a space is maturing based on how the participants in the space disagree. It's
Ah,
not, yeah,
yes.
it's not how you agree that matters. Of course, everybody's gonna be happy when the stock is $1 and it fly go $3. Is when it's fine. That's easy for everybody to agree on. Everybody's happy then. Is when a CEO says we're doing an APO and I don't agree with an APO. That's when you find the maturity of the market. How you disagree, right?
Yeah.
Is
And
it
how you have
yeah,
that discussion, if you can have honest
exactly.
discussion about it, and you
I
can
was
Exactly.
see
saying
all the
earlier,
sides. Yeah.
there seems to be more middle ground for that conversation in Tinder. I think that's where a lot of, and that's a lot
I
that's
get you.
a big part of a mature market.
Or in the
Mm-hmm.
US market.
Let's
Yeah.
how do we get there? It's people feel looking at the money and the market a very different way from those sensationalizing and feelings and things.
True.
It must be
So
a
that
tool for people,
Or be able to.
and it's not going for everybody, but enough people have to see it.
But you also
Yeah.
made a good point when you said that the number of people matters
Hmm.
because there aren't many people here who are active in the market, right? So then it's a smaller group.
Hmm.
it's a
So now it's
smaller
like a full
group.
list.
It's a smaller group. It's going to be harder to have a middle ground. And
Yep,
a
Yeah.
lot of the
exactly that.
people who are active are in touch with each other
Mhm.
and communicate regularly. And it's harder for us to have a middle ground when um you have a smaller group, number one, and then you have the sex within the group, right? So you have like subgroups within the group, yeah. But then because it's already a small group, when everybody click up,
And
it
e-
kind of hard
each
to
subgroup is
have,
even smaller.
yeah, to have a middle ground um
Hold
in
on, let
such
me
a
push back on that though.
small.
I push back on that though. I don't think so.
Mm,
Because on the group, that's a small group. We
mm.
don't all agree in there all the time.
Oh no,
Um,
no, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying when Danai said he thinks somewhat like a part of the problem is the size of,
mhm.
like the our investing public here. I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That's probably contributing to it.
It's harder
I
to find the people
Because
in the middle.
this conversation is naturally naturally this conversation is happening.
but is the
Yeah.
problem is not there's this conversation because there's look, we pushed the conversation for years to happen and our conversation spawn a lot of other conversations. Eh? There are
Mhm.
people listening to it that talking to their friends right now. I know people listen to BrickTalk and them talking to there are people in the girl group that will be talking right now. You see them them texting and them listening and them talking, right? But it's how we disagree, and that part I think is cultural. How we disagree is
That's true.
key. But our culture is very all or nothing. So
True.
think about it.
Oh,
Even you and I are
definitely.
guilty of it. Than I, all of us on the call are guilty of it. I would love that. I love nothing more than a good stock conversation where I'm speaking freely about how I feel. You know,
But
MDS, MDS. I don't know the gentleman that runs it. I've never bought anything from them directly. I don't think so. And hopefully I'll stay healthy enough that I'll never have to. But I don't I don't feel like I'm free to say
Yeah.
maybe 2 years ago that yo I thought they're crap and I don't think the share price is going anywhere. Was I right? Yeah, but I wouldn't say it because I'm stepping on somebody's toes. And yep,
right.
I'm talking about a stock. MDS, the guy who's running it or the team that's running or the board that's running, they're not buying and selling the shares every day. They're living business, them running the business. The share price is our business. That's the thing that over the years, more recently this year, I think I started to say that more to myself and I say that grow and I try to make people understand that yo, how Pulse, what Pulse is doing with Villa and I is Pulse's business. That's where they make money or lose money. What is happening with Pulse's share price is our business. So when the CEO of Pulse, when Safia Cooper is dealing with her suppliers or she's trying to carry out the dream that she has to make Villa and I into the escape this is or use up the real estate properly and turn use Pulse investments that way.
Mhm.
That's our day to day. When we come on and we're talking about 143, I think that's overvalued, or oh, I think that's undervalued, or I think the potential. That's our business.
Mhm.
But because of how we are with disagreeing with each other and how we haven't learned to disagree, but not think the other person we're disagreeing with should die and is completely terrible for not agreeing with us. Because of that, we lose out on the good conversation that could or maybe should be had.
Mhm. I remember Key
Key.
and the whole about of our argument. Armenia, oh, we don't agree, and those guys, again, we talking about Key as a good thing, as a potential good thing, and it was, but it's so bad. I thought, well, you'd be stupid to think that. And then GK said they're buying it, and my thought was at the time, well, I guess you shouldn't ask me, ask Don Webby.
Yeah.
I, are you coming with the same energy to tell me who just think it should be bought that I'm stupid? That are you going to Don Webby and say, you guys are actually buying it? You're not.
Mhm.
I never ever saw that part of that conversation happen.
Yeah, but that different. Done everything different. Done everything different, right? He's the ninth biggest. loser for the quarter, by the way. Just since you mentioned it, let's keep it 100%. They're the ninth biggest loser. They're terrible. I guess you're right. They are terrible. In fact, they're so terrible that GK is buying them and pulling them off
Everything.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah, when them consolidate it into the
Financial.
GKFG group and spin it back off again, it will
It'll be
suddenly be
just as
great.
bad, right? Stupid move.
Yeah. Here's my
So
thinking.
my whole thing around that is, why are we arguing with investors about the company that they're reading about? Or
But who was doing it? That's the thing that
it's
bothers
okay
me
for you
now.
to
Who was
think the
doing it?
company. It's okay for you to think the company is doing whatever. Then have a conversation on the line. Versus, okay, no, it's going to. Then again, the same question: are you saying these things to Don Webby when he's doing these things? And again, the thing you just argued is a matter of stupidity. Why suddenly? Why suddenly when two you start talking about it and the guy that's actually buying it goes, I don't say my buy it. Why you don't go to him and call him stupid? Is it not stupid anymore?
He's not on the same jet as me. His
That
jet is a lot smaller.
it
His
is.
jet is a lot smaller, and it's just him and the pilot sometimes. Meanwhile, me and 300 other people pack up in the tube.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
So the conversation is not happening along lines that reflect what should be happening. We
exactly.
talk. Let me cost Shay because Shay thinks that she need to buy a company and it's good for her pocket. And good or right or wrong, she's about that. She's stupid. What?
Exactly. Yeah. And then worse if
But
she
yeah,
can make
looking at
money.
the guy that made the move that makes Shay said, "We make the money off of that move."
The thing that I hated about it and I would want us to move away from is like worse in the case where she makes money. It's a backlash to her getting it right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a backlash to
Don't
her
even
getting it
make no
right.
sense.
It
I
does make
can
sense as
tell
long as
you.
you don't look at the numbers. Tell us about it, Phil. Oh, go.
Yo, brother, people cost me because I buy low and sell high. I don't
I
understand.
remember that.
Oh,
Yeah. People cost me because them say buy high and sell higher.
Yeah, yeah.
but,
Like, am I guilty of
Wildest thing.
profit?
but then think about that. Who's everybody's
Wildest
favorite
thing.
investor? Oh, the guy that did that same thing. Why not vex with him then? Like, yeah, you have him as this great or whatever. Whoever your favorite investor is, the only reason you like him really is
True.
because that guy's profitable. That guy
Yeah.
made a
Yeah.
move he made a move. He explained why the move makes sense and it worked.
hmm Tell people you love Warren Buffett, you like Charlie Munger. Check these gentlemen in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. See if you still
Yep.
love them.
They were
Yeah.
like then.
Yeah. See if you, see if you,
It's a thing. It's so much
they
of the
were
same
hated then.
similarities and cycles and whatever. I'm like, you don't realize you're the guy that you're acting like you
Yeah.
are the guy that was the naysayer for the guy you like. Like he said that same thing and you never vexed with it. You hear it 10 years
Yeah.
after him say it and he's the best.
Yeah. They were hated then actually.
And then I
Exactly.
gone. I'm
Yeah, I
not
think that
hearing.
yeah, then I look like your headset chip out. All right. It looks such. All right, while you sort that out, Phil, tell us what was your standout for the
All right, good
quarter?
now,
Other
good now.
than okay. I want to hear what Phil's standout for the quarter was.
Oh no, go to. I mean, I not much to say. Just look
Yeah,
at yourself and be real, right? Be honest with yourself.
are not. I think we've also one of the things that I definitely am aiming for with us being here is we're bringing the conversation up to the level of where we want it to be, and not where more the people are not in the conversation. Also, as we know now, Danai, most of
No,
the people yapping,
is yeah,
don't actually invest.
Not
yeah,
It's
So
invest.
true.
well, my thing is I speak to people. I speak to usually it's also the same in that aspect, right? But
we talk to real people who actually care about their money and work hard for their money and looking for more on their money.
then
Yeah.
they absorb this as a problem. A lot of times I hear the view that's wrong, and it's actually affecting people. You get me? And they don't even
hmm
realize that, oh, it's just because I listen to this and I put myself in a position. I not put myself. I was in a position where that's an authority in my mind. So then I take it up.
hmm
Yeah.
Start fight
And just
somebody
general
else
the
fight.
space. I want a space with something. It's really hard
Well,
when I say to myself, we speak to people who are not always in the conversation. People come forward, come to our conversation, and then there's a lot of boy. Let's try guide this, and after those they might not take it.
well,
So I'm for say.
yo, well, the most we can do is be the changer, man, and that's what we're doing. So one of the things is to look at the great, like I said. So let's see. Well, I'll ask you then. Was your standout for the quarter? Your good and your bad. Was your good standout thing for the quarter
Good
on the
and
market
bad.
first? Yeah, maybe your best standout.
So I just started with SVL because I liked it. It really did thing. The big up shit. I thought immediately after the big up shit was started thing.
Which, funny enough, SVL. Why am I not seeing it on the list? Where was SVL on this list? Let's see. SVL.
Mine ain't ready now.
No.
I
It
don't
SVL
see
was
it.
after
actually. It
S.
was. It was. It was. It
What's that?
was. Yeah, it was red for the quarter.
That's
So
one of them funny things, eh?
yeah, you're
Mm-hmm.
so funny. You know how I only look at these point-to-point things like this for either those conversations or teaching or
Mm-hmm.
brick talk. 'Cause I know the deception of the point-to-point look.
What is there in knowing it exactly? Like, I especially across the board. It often would have to come to something specific happening. Like, so something happening with Barita for you to look at Barita and say, hey, between XYZ and I know that matters for
Look at
this thing
that.
I'm looking at. Big up Phil.
Yeah. Yo, actually, as you mentioned, yeah, SVL is a good object lesson. But other quarter is down 15.3%,
That's what
right?
I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
Yo, look on the last trade today, guys. Look on all trade today on the last trade today.
The last trade in SVL today.
Yeah, on all the trade before it compared to it.
Let's see. The last trade was, unless I'm seeing something wrong, $19 at
Yep. Yep.
$19.03. But it's 285 units.
Mm-hmm.
That's 285 units nonetheless.
Everything else was, well, not everything. There was a
Somebody make a $5 grand. 1903.
interesting.
It's when we brought it up since the conversation, I looked at it and said, wait there, that's weird.
hmm,
19.
All right.
there were a few $19 orders.
Oh wait, I really need to check my portfolio.
Yeah.
I was on the road
Yeah.
today, but I had orders in.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it also.
Tell you how to get free.
19.
Yep.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Refresh.
Hmm. 19. Wow. All right, so that was your
Yeah.
standout. That was your
Oh,
standout for the quarter.
for the quarter, yeah, out there. Yeah. Mm.
Wow.
I think so. No. These things are hard for me now. Memory isn't the best working things I is.
Well, if you want to the list, I'll bring everybody idea to the list. So I'll tell everybody the top 10 if you can't see. First Rock.
I was going to say stand up movement for me
Well,
personally,
standout in whatever.
or I
Standout.
was just looking at.
Yeah, just no, not looking at, just whatever for you.
Yeah,
What was interesting for you?
I say SVL because it's just right there. So I don't know if I'm saying it because it's I've got to check now. I'm checking now to see if what happened before.
All right, and Sir Phil.
Barita was also nice. We spoke about that nicely before, and
Mhm.
also had sessions with clients and
Must have been a nice little.
I want to remind. I mean, I know me message him, but
Okay.
that's kind of from the start of the year. Barita was one of them. I keep pushing to point him to look at as a thing or whatever, and at the end
Uh-huh.
of
Accumulator.
the day, he never touch it.
Word.
But more than once, I like every single time we make this year, I point out to him and say, "Yo, something can go on this or whatever you're looking for." It's not that it was the most forefront thing; it was more from last year. More than one time, this thing comes up, and I said, "Boy, don't remember at this time, and there's opportunity even outside of that." So that's why Barita
Mm,
is nice for me. Because when I look at
mm,
it now, I think of what I'm telling you, youth.
So shout out to the nice client. You too can be a nice client. Link him at what,
bhadvisor.com,
there we go.
thehalladvisor.com.
Yeah, thehalladvisor.com. Yeah, if you do the grow up session, you do get a discount to see him. There's a good intro, and you also get a great base on which to go to him with what it is that you want him to help you with for your money. Um, yeah, so check it out, thehalladvisor.com. If you on Twitter, if you're watching on video, you also see it on screen now. If you do grow, like I said, you get the discount. So, Surfing, what was his standout for the quarter?
Boy, for me, I would say it was nice to see some JSC predictions coming through.
Like what?
Um, JSC as in
The
the
company,
stock,
the
the
stock.
company.
Okay.
Hmm.
The Q2 report would have come out during the Q3,
During
obviously,
Q3, correct? Yeah, yeah.
and it was a very good report as per predictions that we've gone through in the Grower group.
Hmm.
And on top of that, they gave a second dividend, which was a nice dividend as well. And it
Also expected,
remains
yeah.
also expected and predicted, and
Yeah.
a lot of things happened with the JSC. JSC in Q3, Miss Dr. Street Forest finally
Yes, the
hung
end
up
of
her
an era.
boots. The end of a
Yeah,
great era.
yeah. Much respect to Dr. Street Forest.
I've never invested on the JSC without her being at the helm.
Oh yes.
Ah, hmm. Have I?
I don't think I have not. Yeah.
I may have, like maybe my high
Randy older
school
than you know.
days. No, no, no. It doesn't matter when you start. It doesn't
In the
matter when you
market, in
start.
the market, in the market, in the market.
Not true. In the market, in the market.
She did what, 20, 21 years thereabouts? That brings us to, yeah,
Yeah.
I may have when there was the other guy, I didn't remember his name. Or
I don't
respect him wherever
remember
he
who
is,
it
but
was before.
yeah, yeah, but
Never seen him
certainly
now.
all of my
Oh,
serious, certainly
was
all of
that
my
Wayne
serious
Iton?
investing.
It was Wayne Iton before her?
I
I'm
I
gonna name that.
don't remember.
Why you know that name?
Yeah, cause
That's her Cygnus name.
all right.
But
Yes, yes, yeah. Okay, that's another name.
he was a bigwig
Board
in the
member, right?
I feel he may have preceded her. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, was Wayne Iton. And he is I know the name from Cygnus too. Okay. Um,
Actually,
wow.
I did invest in I because I think either 2000 or 2001 was my first time I buy a stock.
Don't know
Hmm.
Phil.
That's how long I have a money line account now.
Phil.
You believe?
We are, I mean, all of us then. Yeah,
Phil at 2000, at
all of them.
2005 I
Yeah.
got high school in Phil.
Damn.
Phil I
that rough.
invest before.
Wait,
It was like
really?
grade what, grade 3 or 2? Yeah.
Wow.
So you went to high school in 2005?
Yeah. First one Phil 2005.
Oh, boy.
I might old now, you know, bro.
Jesus.
You boy,
You
oh
think
boy.
you are old?
So I used to call it old boy.
What about me?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm
I feel
telling
like
you.
Phil.
Yeah,
I
old
feel
boy
like Phil.
invest in
Rough.
a 2001. That's crazy.
Yep. I was fully working.
Yeah, this investing thing bring people across, you know. Like we met some
Yes.
people at so much different stage of life just from
Different
doing this.
stages
Yeah,
and walk of
yeah.
life.
Yeah, and because it's just regaining heavy popularity now too, and it's something that all of us know are learning now that
Mm-hmm.
we should get into.
Never too late
Uh,
to learn that.
exactly. So wow,
Too many learn late.
wow.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
it's never
It's
too
true.
late, right? Never
Never
too
too
late. Never
late.
too late. Never too late. Yeah,
Always
you can
opportunity. Every
always,
point, something is
yeah,
there.
exactly. It's always the best, and in my view, it's always the best time to put your money in. I think also for the third quarter, for me, I'll say one of my stand-up. Sorry, Phil, you said the JC predictions were good. Well, I guess unless you had something else, because you mentioned
Yeah, man.
yeah.
That's it. I'll
For
keep
me,
it
I
there.
think the bond market, um,
Ah,
yeah, the bond market.
A nice
really
one.
coming into its own. Yeah, the bond market really coming into its own during that time. Because again, we saw the Mayberry moving first. Mayberry making the first set of moves there, but then we saw more. We saw refinancing, and then we saw Barita coming to the market with their tranches.
Mm-hmm.
And VM also during the time coming, and I said that again we predicted that the bond market would take some time, and it probably were the same. You probably have Mayberry moving first, paving the road, but you'll know that the market has really taken off. I'd say that the market has really taken off when you have listings from a broker other than Mayberry and from companies that are aligned with Mayberry. And we saw two in the third quarter, two being two companies. So you had the Barita listing their debt, and you also have VM listing their debt. And I think, and I know he also had Mayberry doing their refinancing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for me, I think I've been looking at the bond market now. We have 17, or is it 18 securities? 17 or 18 securities? Well, there are two on it now that haven't actually listed yet. So we have the two IPO, but we have the two IPO
MJE.
tranches, yeah, from the MJE. The MJE, the two tranches from the MJE that's not listed yet. And on the Jamaican side, so I'm counting those already to put that in 15. And then on the USD side, we have the one from ECL and the two from Barita. And I found that interesting to Barita going to market. Two things I found interesting with the Barita listings was them doing two for the US market. And also, this like you might remember this, Danai, they choosing to list at $1 instead of $100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember I had a few conversations privately around the listing at $1 instead of $100. Because I actually remember saying to somebody, why not IPO at $1? It's not.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real mark. There's no difference, right? You can do it at 100. You can do it at. It's almost like it's
Anything
done
about
at a. It's almost like it's done at 100 because it's always been done at 100.
mm-hmm.
Like it's always been this way, so we just always do it that way. So I found it interesting that Barita be coming to the market with a public debt listing
Mm-hmm.
that with all the pieces being at the Jamaican pieces anyway being at $1. Uh, and don't knock how
That's the thing
major.
about bond. One thing
No, go
about
ahead
that.
with it. As
That's,
I
that's,
saying how
that's,
major
that's the
it
thing
is for
with
the
bonds.
country, but yeah.
Like, bonds aren't like shares in the sense of the individual pieces matter in that way. It's just how much you feel more the effect of the. Is it true? Because even then I could say shares are the same thing. But it's just how much money, the value of the money in it is thing there is where I would say it hits you most on a realistic level versus I
Mm-hmm.
own this piece or it's one in 328 million
Our
of it.
company.
Like end of the day, is you feel more the fractional effect of it on the bond side. Meaning like truly a fraction. I my sway goes along my 20% line. It's true. It's just very.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stop being true in the thing there in the equity market. But I think
Mm-hmm.
that it feels closer to the reality of people because we don't segment it in that way as often.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about one share of what I don't denominate how much of the bond I have by the how much shares, how much how much individual I've one have one bond, have one there's no I have one share. There's no name to the denomination of it
What you mean? You're talking from the company perspective?
from
Like it's just
anybody
my debt
from
is
the
my
bond.
debt?
Yes, even there, you own some of the debt of the company, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't speak of the ownership of that thing as I have one bond. I have one, like you speak of it as I have one share. You have 10 million of you have a bond for 10 million with them. You get me? It's
I
not
have
the
10 million of
fraction.
their debt.
The way
Yeah,
they're
I get you.
fractionalized it isn't what's the word for that? Because there's no strong
Immaterial?
culture around it. It's
There is though.
it's how this it's the same thing. You get me?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still
But
20% of the company, 20% of the debt of that company. But I don't there's no strong ties to that on a cultural level or how people think about the thing. They
well,
go straight to how much money of the thing I have or how much
uh,
percentage of it I have versus I own 20 shares in this. I own 316 shares in this company.
but then it is the same for
It's the
equity.
same thing. But
Or it
it is
should
not
be.
thought about in that way. It is or I'm just so that's the thing, I don't I think it truly is that's it. It should be the same
Well,
thing in people's minds, but they just don't think of it as the same thing.
uh, yes, yeah. I'll leave it there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and I'm happy. I'm happy to see more. And yo, for Jamaican regular Jamaican people, this will have an effect decades down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people understand what this means. Like you can go on the stock market. There's no reason to have a savings account now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to save with a savings account now. If you put in money away, there's no reason to buy
This is
a
just
well.
the market. If you're putting money away, so what are you saying? I want
I,
to
I,
understand there, sir.
I
No
was
reason
going
to buy
to
a what?
I was going to remove more corporate sponsorships from my
Okay,
lives.
never mind.
But
Yeah,
I was going to say like there's many financial products that you no longer need to do. You certainly shouldn't be
it's just
saving.
more access.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the
If
thing.
you have some money you put
Again,
away for a rainy day or whatever, there are literally what did I say, 17, 18 bonds. There are 15 bonds, or let's wait a week or two, and there'll be 15 options that you can put your money in, and you can leave it and it's safe. You don't have to worry about it, and you're getting orders of magnitude more than you'll be getting in a savings account. There's no need to have a
democratization, though.
fixed deposit. Exactly. There's no need to have a fixed
It's
deposit.
I don't need to go to the guy that sells me a repackaged bond to get access to it, which is one of the issues. Think of it. We always hear about bonds.
Yeah.
That's the issue with bonds. Oh, probably people with less income don't have access to it because they're just
Yeah.
not packaged or sold the way that. But then we have something like this, then they can go and do it.
Yeah. Literally
Versus,
options there.
I don't need 10 million. I don't need 10 million to be on the list. So I've this money, I have salary money. I can go and go get that. Actually, I can get some bonds with it. Versus selling the fixed income, which is backed by a bond.
Big
Yep.
up,
Yeah.
Mayberry.
Big up, maybe yes. You know what else? I'm waiting for like the next steps. Always looking ahead. I'm looking for the next steps. I'm looking for two things. One, I'm looking for the. Uh, I'm looking for one thing publicly. I'm looking for the first converting one. I'm looking for the first one that convert, public one that convert.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering when it will come and who it will come from. I mean, Barita is probably a strong candidate. I don't think Mayberry would convert. But Mayberry is also no slouch, so that probably do some interesting things. Who knows? Maybe I'm looking for the first one that will convert. I'm looking for the first conversion who will do some debt and then repay it via equity, um, quick and fast,
I
right?
want dollar list them thing quick.
Which is, by the way, which is a strong, like, we're gonna get smart. Like, okay, we really love doing APOs. We can't bother getting the right issue. I don't care if we can raise the same amount of money and it's the same work. I would do a right issue. We're stuck in our ways. We'd rather do more work and screw the shareholders. Well, why not do a bond and then convert it later on? The effect is kind of the same. But the effect is, in fact, the effect is the same. If your APO repays debt, then the effect is the same.
Same how?
Um, if Tropical had done that, wouldn't Tropical have been a better place? They're one of the downsides of the third quarter, or maybe the object lesson for the third quarter for me.
That's the thing, right? Did they need any public money?
Well, they never got all the money they needed, so hell yeah.
So they needed the public money.
Yeah, they need more money. They
So
still
which one
need
they couldn't
money.
do the converting? Bond.
Yes, but here what? They,
That's because with
I
the
mean,
same
they did
with the
convert some of the debt, right? They did
yeah, but
convert some of the debt.
hey
That's
man,
how
but
Signals got so
package the
much.
APO as a bond. I mean, all the money we need for this APO can it be a public bond that people will buy into that wouldn't have bought to the APO? Or do you think more money would have come from the bond side and the APO side? That'd be really it.
I
Then
think they could have. I think they could have done a bond. I think they could have done a public bond, and I think they could have done a public bond at 10%, but maybe give themselves. No, if you're doing public, you probably can get a moratorium. But yeah, well, then the fact that you're clearing off, I think they could. I think they could have packaged all of their debt, or maybe all, yeah, all of maybe or their Jamaican debt into a public bond.
who
No,
get
because
buy it?
they
That's
want
my question.
they
If
want
it's
they
if
want to
I
get rid
need the
of debt
money
costs. They want to get rid of debt costs.
and I
But
need the
I think
money,
they could do some. I think they could have done some interesting things with the debt cost and then sneaky in the conversion later on.
but all I'm saying is the people that buy the APO have to buy the thing then.
Have to buy the bond.
All that money because it's either if it either or I need the money, then I have to get the money. And the a part of the fee for the APO I get it APO thing I get is you couldn't get all the money in one place. You couldn't call all, especially the ones that don't fail. If the ones that don't fully fail, right?
Mhm.
Like not a private offer. What do you mean? Not a public offer. Not a retail offer.
138.
138,
Yeah.
138. It's a data
I
bond
think
for
they're trying
65.
again soon also.
You feel so?
Yeah.
But it's I couldn't get money from all the guys that were spoken for. So all the places that are telling me already, yeah, you could put some money in it. I couldn't get
Mhm.
all that money. So it needed a variable of okay, I'm offering something to Wiley, and I'm hoping enough people walk in that door and want it.
Yeah, but
Would a
here's
bond
the
fix
thing.
that? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, this you can structure it a certain way, but again, with you know what, talk to the experts. Talk to the experts about that. But there are things that we can do. Off
It's a,
here, I tell you,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
they could structure it
yes,
in a
no,
way
yes,
that
no. They have to do. That's why you're creative with it and make it attractive, you know. Or
you could make it attractive. In the tropical case, you maybe have to do a little more work to make it more attractive because primarily because so much of their raise was around getting rid of debt. But they had some expensive short-term debt also,
mm-hmm.
and they had other long-term debt. But there are ways that it could be done. But hey, they trusted their team and they got what they got. And RIP. Our thoughts and prayers. I mean, nothing is dead forever, so who knows?
Indeed.
I will say
And
this
what
maybe
is
three
dead may
weeks.
never
So
die.
what is dead may never die. But I am also interested in seeing how what Cygnus does. I'm interested in seeing what Cygnus does because Cygnus had a huge part in it. But yeah, so that's my standout and my good and bad standout. Uh, Shay, I don't know if you can tell me if you had a bad standout.
Bad standout.
Yeah, like what happened in the quarter that stood out to you? It might not have been good, but it stood out to the quarter. It stood out in the quarter to you, or something interesting that you. Let me word it this way: something interesting
Yes.
that might not have been great in the quarter, but might hint at good future moves.
Hmm. That's different.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
for the fourth quarter and beyond.
Fourth quarter and beyond. Um, I, I don't know yet. To be honest, I think SVL has some things coming. I'm sorry, but they do for this quarter, I think.
I
Um,
mean, my poor sweet summer child. You, you will learn. You will learn.
but
They do. No, go ahead. They do.
I
They do.
think so. So I'm kind of excited for them again. Here we go
You're
again.
not wrong. Like what? Some things like what?
Um, I'm interested to see how the price will behave for the first 2 months of this quarter.
So we're just talking price. I mean, well, at the core, we're always talking price anyway. But
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
no, it doesn't matter. At the end, I
Yeah,
don't care
Okay,
about
I'm
most
because
of
because
the.
you
I'm
care about
kind
it,
of
shit. It's
I'm
not what we
Mhm.
care
interested
about.
to see how it will behave because of how it behaved in the last like in September. Because of how it behaved in September, I'm like, okay, well, what are they gonna do now? What what's the plan here? I'm looking forward to how
You see them thing there?
will
Yeah.
unfold.
Yeah, Shay, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. You're gonna
So,
learn.
Shay, I have the same feeling. Meaning, I'm interested, but I don't feel like I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah. If
But
you're
but
banking on
it,
that, yeah.
Um, it's not even banking. I'm really just I'm excited to see what will happen because I don't know what will happen.
hmm.
Whatever they want to happen is
I'm
what will
flipping the
happen.
coin. I'm weighing my good and bad there. It look interesting already. Just
Yeah,
just off
just
what it did recently,
just
and
interesting
then
times.
you guys made me see the price, the trades today, and I wonder what is something going on. But let's see.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's one of them.
MJ's nav
Although the trades
is
today don't, I don't know. Let's see. I have to
M,
look.
MJ's nav is I think I don't know if it's at historic lows, but it's woefully low, 944.
Right?
Um, and
Yes.
I know that that won't be allowed to continue. So I haven't
Let
seen
us
the
see.
nav update yet. And I know the 30th will have a bit of a rise, considering all the things that we saw. I'm now remembering some stuff from SVL for the end of the quarter that I am actually interested in seeing. But yeah, cool. I haven't said no. Yeah, SVL, I mean, yeah. Maybe I'm just tired of talking about SVL and not being able to talk about it
Yeah,
in the
we don't
way
have
I
to talk
want.
about it. And I don't
No,
want to
no.
talk about it.
It's
I'm
whatever you
just
like. It's
saying
whatever you like. So if that's what you're
I'm
excited about, that's
interested to
cool.
see what it will do.
I get you.
The NCB email thing, I don't know if you caught that. That was interesting.
Email?
The
Email.
email that went out to the employees.
What
That
was
was
that?
interesting. Um, the one that had people thinking maybe it wasn't a real thing, that like wasn't legitimate, I should say. Um, Basically, you can left the work, you know. You want left the work, yeah.
Oh, you mean the
I mean, it's not directly related, but it was interesting to
it
see.
is related. What you mean? It is very
No,
much
I mean
related.
like it's not directly like
Oh, what are we talking about? Which email?
I think I know what you're talking about. There was an email. It's voluntary separation, but maybe it
Oh,
wasn't very
there
oh,
we go.
clear.
oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You had me thinking of the KPMG email.
Well, that one I don't know. What was that?
Involuntary separation. That's the rapture.
The rapture.
That was how the
Wait,
KPMG. That was how the rapture spread.
through the auditors.
We
That
had a
explains
regional
why so
rapture
many
of
companies
people.
are late.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was somebody at the global KPMG office. So, global KPMG, so they got in the email to say, rapture coming, sit tight.
hmm
And
Is that so?
just a one woman, they just sent it off because she watched TikTok and see I don't see Nigerian, but it's an African pastor and all that. So I'll have it spread on that, on her sending that
The
email,
auditor.
the auditor. So somebody said KPMG seems to always be at the head of, what was it? Wrong calls. Something like that. Something like that.
Oh,
Yeah. Rough.
Wait,
oh.
wait, Randy, how come you don't even you're this happened in the quarter, the dolphin cove thing, right?
Well, that's my
Yeah.
standout looking ahead. That's my looking ahead thing that I'm excited about. Where just in terms of uh ups and downs, I'm not talking about share price volatility. You realize that within the third quarter, right? Just within the third quarter, Stafford Burrows was both removed as a as a director of the company, right? That was like within the third quarter. Though. They tried, yeah. Well, the
Pick
news
him
came
up, they
out in
take him down, the
June,
bunks right back.
right? Yeah. I guess the second quarter. Second quarter, he was finally removed after two or three tries. At the start of the third quarter, July 1, the original, not the original, because Stafford Boris is the original. So at the start of July 1, um,
You say, man,
there's yeah, the Mexican team was vacated, was sent on garden leave. If you They weren't sent on garden leave. The office was vacated, and a few days later, we had Stafford Burrows coming back in. Yeah, a few days later, with Stafford Burrows coming back in, and the lawyer that is associated with the the how do I word this? With the bankruptcy of the parent company, or two levels up or whatever, being odd. So that's July 1 that Stafford Burrows was back. So 1 month off and he's back, right? Um, and yeah, 1 month off and he's back. And just to see, like, I mean, we love that sort of corporate intrigue. We see it in other markets and everybody talk about it, right? Everybody always goes to, like, the well-worn story. Steve Jobs got kicked out of his company and he came back and he took it over and blah, blah, blah. Well, Stafford Burrows got kicked out of the company he founded by the people who he sold it to after a bit of eruption. And a month later, within the third quarter, he was back,
Like
right?
I never left.
Yep. And I
I can never
know,
leave.
and
I can never say.
yeah, well, that's the thing. So during the third quarter, one of the formative events for me when I was younger, not that much younger, I guess when I was in high school, when when Rendezvous got sold the first time, and then the gentleman, I'm forgetting his name, but his son started ROC. He started ROC Insurance, but he's formed, I think, Blackstone or Black Sand. He formed that company. So he sold it, of course, made a nice mint, and formed a company in the end. When I think he sold it to the Trinidad company, and there's a chance when something was going wrong with Trinidad, and he formed that thing to try and make a bid to be able to buy it back. And I thought, I remember learning about that. I was in the mid 2000s, and I remember learning about that, or it was happening at the time. I was working, schoolers. I was working, and I just thought how impressive it was to be able to do something like that, even if it never worked out. And he never got it. But sorry, and he never got it. But sorry, yeah, yeah, and he never got it. But it made an impression on me. And look, on Dalvin Cove possibly doing the same thing, where I think he'll get it. I think Stafford Boris is gonna get Dalvin Cove. Um, and shout out to the people who've done Grow this year and who was talking about this, and they've heard we talk about the possibilities, including from day one, from when the dip was happening. I was saying,
Mhm.
I was looking at it and I was saying, what what the outcomes are, and then as we go along in the months, I'm like, what's probably gonna happen? Stafford Boris is probably gonna buy it back. And what that buying back will look like, and what the shape of Dolphin Cove will look like after that is going to be very interesting to me. But either way, Dolphin Cove is one of my dark dolphin for the fourth quarter, if you will. Sorry, yeah, yeah, that's probably one of my. It's not that it wasn't like depending on how you look at it, it wasn't like the best event, but it was a nice event for me as a shareholder. I'm looking at it and I'm only seeing great things. So, as I often say in the girl group, remember to act surprised when the takeover offer comes. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
I
That's
mean,
all
in
I'll say on
this,
that. Yeah.
okay.
You mean, didn't they say that they're exploring the sale of it now?
I mean, I feel like that was a yeah, man. We're gonna do this. But
I mean, the
okay,
whole of it is that, yeah, but they have to go through the pantomime of it, and you don't know what conversations are
yeah.
happening behind the scene and funding or how it might go, and maybe it's a debt swap because maybe he has some
Mm-hmm.
private debt with them. There's loads of that. But for me, I don't care. I've been positioning myself from way back then for for what wonderful no, and I'm still saying, free my boy. I need one or two more Doom articles. Yeah, read my
The
side.
Um,
doomsayer.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
but
Because
boys,
I
if to go help, I swear, like
yeah, what do you mean to dip the price?
yeah,
It helped in the
cause
past, though.
you know what? Yeah, you're right.
It helped in the past. Yeah,
Yeah,
send it
you're
back
right.
down to
You're
10.
right. You're right. You're right.
Dip it.
When I dip, you do the dip. Anyway, I don't know if you, Dana, if you have anything exciting, or if
Exciting,
Phil is
exciting.
back. Yeah, well, not exciting, but something that happened during the quarter that is hopefully going to set up something exciting for the quarter to come.
We're gonna screen. We're gonna screen. Immediate off top of the head. Select ND. Clear up certain things
Oh,
with the thingy,
what?
thingamajig, with their.
Ah,
Oh, they had the thing that they had the meeting.
Oh yeah, that's true.
mm-hmm,
Went as I
mm-hmm,
expected. So
as they expected.
yeah, and boring again.
Interest,
Look on that price. Price up, and what we said would happen happening. Boring again. People got
interesting
bored.
that
Love that.
yeah, I love it too. Interesting that director again for the first in a long while bought a lot.
But yep,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
bought
saw.
another lot.
Yeah, that
look at that queue.
I love that.
32 cents.
What's the queue looking like?
Look at the queue. It ugly. It's a very short by queue.
Ooh, ooh,
See moments like this. You know,
yeah,
I remember this after. I don't want to say it.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
I write it down.
Select MD is rubbish. I think everybody should sell. Everyone should sell. Wow.
It's quite garbage. Why is it even 85 cents?
Said,
Yes, boring again. It hasn't been.
I want guaranteed feels power, bro.
Well, it's coming, right? Ooh.
Those,
Oh, but I mean, it's coming, right?
yeah, but
Uh,
just remember it's the after. That's long. That's at least so I remember it properly.
yeah.
What's this?
But it's not even. It's
June?
not even. More than just the money. Just the. I'll say after because I'm going to explain. And what's the point of saying after if I'm going to explain? I don't want to explain, so it's fine. Oh yeah, that's off the top of my head. What else?
That's actually a great one. Select
I
MD.
know.
And what? Yeah, because the timeline
Why
has
I usually do
started.
this, I think we have this thing now where I feel we talk about everything already. So
Yeah.
in saying something that I feel like is enough, very often it doesn't feel like like I feel like I said already still, or even if we haven't really said it, spoken out. There's something about spoken about of it. So I think that
Okay. Well,
happens. Or do this too long or long
no,
enough.
or you know what I
No,
try to
never
do? I
too
try
long,
to,
but long enough.
yeah, but try to find something interesting that nobody has spoken about.
Yeah, I look at main event. Big up Phil. I'm looking at that
Ah,
again. Another price. I'm looking at the price being very cheap, and they have ties
mm,
into SVL and whatever. So, like buying at these current prices, not a bad deal for me with a bit of a longer view. And the volumes alone, if somebody
I,
starts seriously buying this, then there's a lot. You get a good corner of it, and
mhm.
it's easy at the point where you're buying and there's not much to be bought. So you was participating there alone. Eh, Again, it's a conversation we had already. I don't have it out loud, right? It's the but
Yeah.
just there aren't a lot of people that own it. There aren't a lot of shares out there, so your
Mhm.
piece there, a bigger piece there matters in us. 20% of the room in a smaller room feels more cramped. So yeah, smaller
Well,
room,
I mean,
you take up more
I,
space there.
exactly. I'm sure Phil is happy that you've mentioned it, and I'm sure Phil is happy that you've mentioned it, and
Nah, boy, this is
it's
me telling
obviously
you the same thing again. So I better.
his favorite stuff. Oh, he had dropped off. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I
And
mean,
Phil, Brave Up is the only person who sent a speaking request this week. So Phil, everything you want to talk about gets spoken about. What do you think about that night pick, Phil?
I was actually about that's why I requested to come back on before. Then I even
okay.
mentioned it. I never expect him to say it. because I was going to mention them in the context of their what is it, 9 month report came out during the third quarter calendar year, right? And they had the best revenue ever, best revenue
Mm,
since being listed. And yeah, and the price looking very good. I mean, I've been buying little as it coming down.
mm-hmm.
Um, with expectations of greater things to come. I don't think that this is a company that. I mean, you look at. I think there are greater things to come. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. But I mean, they're suffering from their success, though. That's one reality.
Right.
They've spawned. That's how it always go when you're good at what you do. You show other people how to do it.
Out right. So competition.
So they have spawned competition. And I don't know how strong the competition is, but I think, it used to be back in the day, if you're doing anything of a certain size, it has to be main event.
Mm-hmm.
I think no, that might still be true, but that size might be a bit bigger. And you see them kind of shifting the business model now, so they're trying to get
Right.
more of the margin that they used to give up. Which, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Now you don't want me to say I won't get the people not in a stronger analysis. I could, but I won't. And I'm a shareholder too, so hey, I don't mind. Actually, a shareholder since IPO. I
Oh,
still am, and
nice.
I've bought more. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've held
yeah,
shares since IPO, and I've added more to it over the years. And at
yeah.
this price, I will probably be throwing a smalls into still.
I
I
believe they
mean,
have they're hopefully between their pressure and SBL pressure there'll be some diamonds forming.
yeah, you figure if SBL get the Caymanas, it's good for a main event.
Yeah, I suspect so.
I mean, I hope so. As a shareholder, I hope so. And because I also want to see something grand done with that
For sure. Like
split. Yeah,
just for the good of everybody, man.
yeah. 687 though is where it is well, it ended
Six
it
ninety nine.
ended it's at 699 today, but it ended the quarter at
Oh yeah.
676 actually.
Mhm.
And it has not been that low in a long time.
Very long time. No.
It hasn't been at this six odd level since 2022.
Yeah, not
March 2022, 2 years after COVID.
but yet they are debt free virtually.
Yeah. But what do you think how you feel about the PE ratio though? Although, well,
Yeah.
yeah, how you feel about the PE ratio?
So I think somebody was saying to me, "Boy, PE ratio high, brother."
It is at 64 times.
So, well, it is. I mean, you can't go around it. You can't go around it.
It
But we're
might be
buying
heavily
for the future, right?
correct, yeah. And that PE I don't think will last. I think
If they're putting up these revenue numbers, I don't suspect the PE will remain that high.
or yeah, assuming that they're going to be able to convert all that revenue or
The,
a significant part of that revenue to profit.
the profit, right? I mean, that is that's the aim.
You watch it closer than me. What happened in the second quarter? Because they made a loss in the second quarter.
The second, yeah,
A
second
9 mil
quarter
loss.
was this when one of the things that I had I guess, kind of anecdotally thought was that
Mm-hmm.
their involvement in Carnival seems to be less significant than it used to be.
Okay.
And maybe they're making less money from that. But I'll try to bring up the
And
Q2.
so and so that's what you think impacted the second quarter.
I think so.
Revenue was low. Um,
Did
margins
they
was better.
have higher expenses? So
Slightly, yeah, about 10 million more. 178.8 9 versus 186.8 in the that's in the quarter.
But the revenue hit was probably the bigger problem.
Maybe. And I mean an increase in the expenses at the same time that you
A
have a lower
decrease in the
revenue.
revenue. Yeah, that gonna
That's what
double
it
lick you.
should. And the question is why, right?
Right.
Yeah, why? Why did that happen? Why? Well, let's see what they said. Let's see what they
Yeah.
said as to why first. So the cash was off by 8 point odd. 9 point, yeah, no. But the cash was, I don't think a major fall off. But
Mm.
certainly lower than if you look year on year. So what did they say? You remember what they said?
I mean, they from their report they spoke about lower
Hunt.
marketing spend and so forth for clients. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're really talking about the third quarter, I mean this
No, second quarter as asking
yeah,
specifically. Because I
their
noticed that
second
the
quarter,
third quarter, yeah. No. I'm talking about, yeah, I'm talking about their second quarter,
right?
but they have reported their third quarter.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think they spoke about in their second quarter they spoke about lower marketing spend.
Yeah. Fewer large scale productions and the
Mhm.
non-recurrence of high value project. I mean, probably one or two specific things.
That contributed to the prior year. I believe that was Expo. They never have Expo this year, and they had it last year.
Mm. And maybe
What
also, are they still renting the courts, that system?
I
You
don't
know?
know. I don't know that for sure.
Mm.
But this year they did have elections in the third quarter, the
Did
calendar third quarter, which they will report in their fourth quarter.
did they benefit from that?
I'm still pretty certain that they did. Now that's not something that
The
they,
Mike say,
typically you'd see. Typically, you'd see some of the events that they do on them Instagram page and so forth, but they don't
Hmm.
really, well, for obvious reasons, when it's political events, they wouldn't really advertise that, right? But
Yeah, I mean,
my
yeah.
understanding is that I mean, there are very few things bigger than the government, the political rallies in terms of events, right?
And I did see that massive thing for the JLP in halfway
In
tree
half a
and
tree. Uh,
yeah, and but were they associated with that?
I, I'm trying to remember where I saw that they were. I don't know if it's somebody just said them say a truck
Okay.
or or there was some image that I saw.
But something after that, if I even rent something after that, right?
Yeah,
That was a
exactly.
massive event though. So yeah,
Exactly.
lower M style. I think the M style hit is a quite
Significant
big
thing.
hit because I feel like M style is a nice profit driver for them.
Yeah, I think the margins are
Yeah,
good on
extremely good. Yeah, man.
yeah,
Getting weddings are
weddings.
a good little chop. A good little chop. I see Jerry McCall joining us.
Yes,
Getting married is great. Weddings are a chop.
definitely.
Yeah. The flowers cost 10 times whatever them. You can just go see some
you know
flowers,
that
bro.
interesting phenomenon of men saying this only after they get married. It's like they
I would
couldn't
like
say
to
anything
remind
during.
you. I
That
would
is
like
it.
to remind you. I would like to remind you that if you think the restrictions before you married are heavy, the restrictions, just listen. Don't make any of us have to pay for anything you said that night, all right?
Yes, please.
Don't make any of us have to pay for anything you said. Matter of fact, I see we have Jerry Mac joining us at King 876. I make Jerry Mac talk first. Jerry Mac, all go on.
All going.
Nothing
No,
much.
what about Jerry?
Big up
Help
yourself.
save, help
But
save us in the fourth
I figure
quarter.
my audio terrible tonight. So look,
You
again,
sound like you, yeah, no, you say you sound like you're on the road. You got
what was the
Yeah,
question
man.
about the fourth quarter?
Nothing. Tell us how you feel. What on? How you feel about the Q3? What was the exciting thing in the Q3?
Hmm. Uh, a future board for me, though.
Yeah.
Even though it was exciting. I mean, that last week of SVL was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were talking a little bit about Foster's last week,
Mm-hmm.
and Foster's basically looking like it dead. I get a beat, and Shea mentioned making money from it also. Um, I think I know my style. What kind of like the things that people may run away from instead of gravitate towards. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
So as a short play, yeah, Fosterich. I don't know how it did for the quarter, but it certainly
I mean,
ended.
it ended the quarter. I think it ended the quarter lower down, but
Mhm.
those sales at $2 um brought profit for some.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, ended the quarter down 12.6%. But yeah, if it depend on when you bought, you might have been able to pull off. Actually, you might have been able to pull off like some nice. That's like a 10, some good 10 or so percent in there, or three
12,
figures.
12, 12, 12, close to 15%. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like a nice little red looking green bag. Yeah.
those are my faves.
Yeah. But
Mm,
hey,
and ended up going all over the place still. You know, worried that to get a little touch. But
Well,
worried which was a last minute touch still.
I did it early
mm,
out, like way early than like, cause I did 72, must be 78, 9, some of the time,
Ah, nice.
and then do it SVL. But you
So,
know,
so the money was
SVL,
in other places at that time.
yeah.
But SVL gave me cash early in the day. Tuesday. Was Tuesday, right? Yeah,
Oh,
give me money early up in the
what?
day Tuesday. I just jump to the bar it and make an extra 5% or something like that.
When
yeah.
was
So
that?
wait, but let's talk about the whole
Tuesday.
quarter though. I'm surprised we mentioned NC, but nobody else mentioned. I know I see a couple of people in the girl group talking about. Um, I see a couple of people in the girl group talking about the volatility in NCB.
Oh, NCB.
Yeah,
I
for the whole
actually,
quarter,
yeah, man, yeah,
Yeah.
man. I actually didn't benefit much from NCB because um, money was elsewhere, and this quarter was a proper busy one for me. So I wasn't paying attention to some of those swings and wasn't setting buckets, so I ended up missing out on most of that. But of course, money was made there as well. Not
Hmm.
as much as I would love to, but you see, one of the beauties of the portfolio, you know, and the portfolio fund in your life, it actually prevent the portfolio from growing as much.
True,
Do be facts.
true, true,
Do be
true,
facts.
true, true. Cause you
So,
yeah,
so, so,
cause you
so,
So
so the need,
pull out your dry powder.
yeah.
yeah, man, the need to pull money from the portfolio sometimes cause me to avoid certain plays because um, okay, I'm not confident about the timeline. I deliberately
Hmm.
stay away from certain.
End up learning about then I risk lessons.
Yeah,
Oh, the
Facts.
Shasta.
yeah, yeah. Or just risk in general. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the outpacing the cash, outpacing the cash burn is extremely difficult, and it's extremely difficult, and it's yeah, it grows you, but it limits what you can do. It limits some of the moves, but it also encourages certain other moves still. I think it's a sword that cuts both ways. Um, let me see, King
But
Prince.
Phil,
Oh wait, no, not yet. A bit. Sorry. Go ahead, Jerry. You were saying
Yo,
something?
Jerry.
Oh, I was just I didn't think you the Phil's question about well you and Phil were talking about um the political rallies that may or may not have been involved in.
Hmm.
I'm pretty certain they were involved in halfway tree. I remember seeing their banner, and I know they definitely were in Spanish Town.
Oh, word.
Ah, yes. The banner
And when they,
in
I think
Tree.
they did the stage in Spanish Town, and so they're one of the first people on the ground in Spanish Town when
Oh,
they're doing
okay.
the setup.
And the
And
GLP one, so them have to pay the bill there.
that's somebody mentioned that they saw their containers in some church square as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So I think
That's
They
good.
have been doing a lot more work in the West as well. Generally.
Yeah.
saying
I remember M Style does I don't know if it's most, a lot, but I don't know if it's most, a lot of the business in the West also.
yeah man, MCL is primarily mobile based on
Yeah.
my understanding. That's where their route is basically.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's a good point. Thank you for that on the
Yeah,
ground
man.
touch, Jerry.
Man, but big up on yourself. Keep up the
Big up
good
on
work.
time, Jerry.
Yeah, man,
Man,
big up,
boy.
bro.
Miss you, Jerry. I don't hear you on Brick
Share.
Talk as much as I'd like to anymore.
For real.
Too busy.
I
I said
get
right
that.
now, time to
I
drive right now.
understand. I
I
understand.
try. I know sometimes I'm with the children and boy them so excited about everything going around them sometimes. The disruption I got happen, so I avoid the mic at times, but I try for listening every week, man.
Daddy
Yeah, do
Jerry,
it as
man.
you
Love
I
you.
can.
get that. I get that.
Big up. We always
Spend the
appreciate when you
quality
drop
time,
in.
them, yeah. Spend it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true
sir.
too. Yeah, yeah, that's the important. That's the real investment.
Yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
sir.
Yeah. All right. King 876. What's up?
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good
One
night,
Evening,
boss.
question,
evening.
not
How
really a
you doing?
question. I thought maybe we want to see really happen on the Jamaican market, where
Okay.
I, I see QWI do it as in within single stocks overseas and them stuff there. But we really want an institution make a fund and list it on the Jamaican stock exchange like the international ETF, where Jamaican can get income from monthly. Which
Income from monthly. What do you mean?
as in a fund where they buy ETFs overseas like Canada, England, and US,
Mm-hmm.
and build a fund and put it on the Jamaican Stock Exchange.
You're gonna love SIL, my brother. Sterling Investments Limited.
Yeah.
Eh?
Mhm.
Yeah, they do a lot of that. Now I don't know about that monthly idea that you have, but I mean, and where would the monthly come from? As in, they would set it up so that they have like dividend laddering, so that every
Yeah,
month there's a
they issue
payout.
dividend monthly from the dividends that they get within the fund
So you know,
to the
there's
shareholder.
a I'll save it for the grow. I'll save it for the grow group. I'd love to see that too. We're getting there. Why don't you do it? You can do that for yourself, you know,
I know I'm doing it for myself, but I know
on the
everyone in
local
Jamaica.
market.
Huh?
No,
No, overseas.
No, so why not do it on the local market?
Why not do it on the local market?
yeah.
Yeah, it's much easier for you to do it on the local market than you doing it overseas. I can tell you that.
Why though?
Why? It was just like you came on and put this idea forward. Why though? What do you mean? It's your idea. I'm just saying, why not do it?
Yeah, it can be. I mean, I say it can be done, but just love to see would they like a financial institution just do it.
So you want them make the money instead of you?
Exactly that.
No, I'm already making the money, So if they do it, I'll list it. I will buy more.
So I'm saying, why not you put together a portfolio that pays out dividends along those lines?
No, I'm telling that I have that already doing it on my own.
No, why don't you do it? for the
That's a
Jamaican market,
for
put together a
Jamaican people.
portfolio
Yeah.
that pays dividends strongly.
Why me? I can't do that.
Why not?
But you're doing it on the US market, that's what you said.
Yeah, I'm doing for myself.
Yes, I'm
No,
saying why
yeah,
not you do it for yourself on the Jamaican market?
yeah.
Oh, well,
Sound like you never
yes,
think about that
taxes,
before.
taxes there that pays, like quarterly. I mean, I no problem with that.
There's
But
stocks
we
that
want
pay
to
out
something.
whenever they pay. So I'm
Yeah,
saying
Mm-hmm.
there's not it's not like on the US market or the any of these overseas international markets. It's not like, all right, let's use the Nasdaq. It's not like it's the same. There are not that many companies there that are
They
paying out a
pay
dividend
every month.
every single month. There's not that many, right? On the
Right.
local market, we have securities that pay out monthly. We have preference shares that pay out monthly, but you do have I don't know any month on the Jamaican market that there has not been a dividend being paid.
okay.
Sound like you never think about it before.
I don't
What
think
kind of
about. No, I'm not. I honestly think about it. I'm not have no problem with it, but I would want to see where more people, brother people in Jamaica, can buy into that fund also.
Yeah, man. And I'm telling you, as somebody that has helped a lot of people, broader people in Jamaica, and thinner people in Jamaica, to get into the market. One of the best ways is for somebody regular, real, to do it, and
And it
then
shouldn't
talk
say can
about,
do.
yeah, talk about how it's been done. So I like you mentioned it, and it's a good. I thought it's such an interesting idea. I put in on my money, JA, just to look at what all the dividends have been from the start of the year till now.
Mhm.
Um, it's 12 pages that came up so far, so you can understand that there's enough. Some of them in USD, some of them in JMD. So, but as somebody who's doing it in another market, what's the kind of benefit in terms of yield that you see?
What kind of benefit for me?
Yeah, for you.
Well,
Have
for
you checked
now,
the yield?
all right. I invest well overseas and locally,
Mm-hmm.
so I put them together. When I put both out here and
Mm-hmm.
overseas together under one portfolio, well, I'm up
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. The monthly the monthly income that
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
when I put my 9 to 5 job with
Mm-hmm.
with with the income, well, I can survive.
I love that. So I mean, oh, when you put your 9 to 5 with
Yeah,
the
income
investing that you do.
yeah, with the,
Yeah,
yeah,
I love that. Have you checked for just for your portfolio? On the US side, have you checked the yield that you get from the dividends there?
the hill. All right. Me have to know who me talk on because like each platform I go find somebody always know me. So me know when me go work me here, me see upon such platform talking.
I
All
won't
right.
tell them, but
I know you are gonna tell them. But listen,
all right. But tell me, let's hear it anyway.
all right. I love invest.
Percentage, right?
All right.
Because
For
then
one
it doesn't matter if
No,
you
I
tell me
mean, him
percent.
saying it's not that him talking about the him know when people know in business too much. Which I understand,
yeah,
which is why I
that's
asking
a
about the
backyard
yield.
that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
That
the yield don't. Nobody will know.
You
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, the
saying.
yield won't. Nobody will know your money if you just tell
yeah,
them the
if you
yield.
tell them what percentage of money you get as dividend back. So
all right. Me I brought up one of the ETF that I have, right?
Okay, what's
All
the name,
right.
Mike?
That ETF named T Spy, which is this company, what they did, they buy the S&P
Mm-hmm.
500. They own the shares. What they
Mm-hmm.
do is that they write covered call on it daily, which is them don't go over. It's just daily. They're not carried over to the next day or the other day. I think they
hmm
write within the money or out of the money, one out of them to get it correct. So
Mm-hmm.
it name Top Alpha Spy Growth and Daily Income. So this
ETF, T
the
Spy, yeah, man.
ETF. So this ETF, like the price is $25. It's going for 25.6 now. So the yield on it now,
25.68.
yeah. So the dividend yield is 13.65% for the year.
Ooh, for the year. Is that
Yeah,
the
for the
actual
year.
yield?
Yeah,
Is that the
when you
actual
say,
yield or is that like
yeah, what them pay out
projected yield?
for the whole entire year.
This year?
So yeah, for the year. So say that's split up within the 12 months.
But still, this year?
No, for the year.
Okay. But like okay, yeah, that's cool. All right, so
Yeah, for the year.
13.5 is what you're saying.
Yeah, 13.5.
Mm-hmm.
So if you own one share of T-Spy, which
Mm-hmm.
is you get $3.51 for the year. So say that divided up to for the 12 months.
Mm-hmm. I mean that's strong. That's
Yeah,
nothing
strong.
to
Well
yeah,
strong.
that's strong. 13%, that's strong. Yeah, man, on the US dollar too, that's strong.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's and the US dollar. The things that I like about it, they own S&P 500, which is the 500 company.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, yeah.
So the two way they make money off it is from the covered call and the dividend from S&P 500. So the two way they make money.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a 1 year and couple months now this ETF started, and the amount of S&P 500 stock they hold is 148, something like that. And when you multiply it now, if you convert it over into Jamaican, it'll be
Mm-hmm.
about $16.3 billion value.
It's about what? That's about what SVL wants to invest in Caymanas.
Yeah, so so one share S&P 500 at 660 something. Let me see what price
Mm-hmm.
today.
Why? So why do you like it though?
All right, when I like it, the
Mm-hmm.
income and the growth. So I'm getting both from it.
I like that. Yeah, yeah. You get the dividends, yeah.
Yeah, and the income.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
So
mean,
when
the
I look at
dividend is the income. So you look at anything else. So you're not selling any, of course, right?
eh?
You haven't sold any yet.
No, I'm not selling any. I buy when I purchase more when I get the income.
Mm-hmm.
So use it to buy itself basically. When you get the
Yeah.
dividends, you buy more of it.
You buy more of it, and whatever may I
Mm-hmm.
get from others may do the same thing. So
That's a good
reinvest it.
strategy. You reinvest it, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah.
reinvest the dividend in it. All right. That's actually a strong strategy.
Mhm.
Keep going.
That's how they come up with the question themselves. But with somebody in Jamaica can do this, they just buy it and just create a fund and have it,
Well, they
and
already
allow
have.
the Jamaican people. I know about myself now, but the typical Jamaican people.
My brother, we are the typical
We are all
Jamaican
typical
people.
Jamaican
Yeah, and
people.
we know. Well, I'm talking like the minimum wage person can purchase.
You know what the most Jamaican thing I'm realizing is? It's the belief that there is another Jamaican.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. We not talk like we,
I
I
mean that
talk
way,
the real Jamaican people, them,
bro. We don't mean that way.
That's
This
the
thing,
most
bro.
Jamaican thing.
We don't mean that way.
I don't even think you mean a bad way. It's just literally in every single walk of life in Jamaica that I've come across in my life,
It's another
there
Jamaican.
is there's the thinking of the other Jamaica. Yeah, but down at the trench. I hearing about no, but I mean like we don't mean like the Jamaican them. I'm like, yo, bro, we're in the trenches. We are the people that they're talking about uptown. When we go uptown, it's the same thing, right? We live at Spain at the same thing, live at town at the same thing, we go fire at the same thing, we go back a yard at the same thing. It's we are the Jamaican, my brother. That's why I ask, why you don't do it. You ever tell you I like this idea that you point out that 13% of a dividend yield is no joke. That's a strong dividend yield. Um, you can do that in Jamaica too. No, can you do it at 13%? No, I like it. I'm going to work it out on my own to see how I do that if I could do it in Jamaica. And the monthly is also difficult. well, a little bit more work, but
But I mean, a
as
large
a,
part of it is the options, right?
yeah. Which means that that fund, I don't know, how
Covered
deep are you in
calls,
it, my
yeah.
brother?
Go
Like
ahead.
like how much do you understand it,
Yeah.
King?
As the fund,
Yeah, as in what it is
The
that they
company,
do.
what they
Yeah.
do.
yeah, I'm telling you, they do. They all right. This person who comes up with the fund,
Hmm.
as in first thing what they did, they buy the S&P 500 outright. When they buy
Hmm.
it, they write covered call on it daily.
Mm-hmm.
And after when they write the covered call, what money they make on it, I
Hmm.
then use payout and they buy more of the S&P 500.
As they should. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the dividend that they're getting from the S&P 500, they purchase more of it. So if I go back, let's
But
go
you
back here.
you
You
understand that
understand
you
the
understand
danger, eh?
that
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
No, go
All
ahead,
right,
Phil. It's exactly what I
all
was
right,
gonna ask.
all
Yeah.
right. With the Spider S&P 500 trust, all right, they are going for 669 US dollar right now.
No man. Let's stick to the same one that you mentioned.
Stick here.
Yeah.
Go here.
All
Yeah,
right,
Yeah.
man.
Stick
repeat.
You
stick to the one that
understand
we're
the
talking about, the T Spy.
T Spy.
T
Yeah, that
Spy.
not about. Yeah, it
Do
not
you
about.
understand the risk behind it?
Repeat.
You understand the risks behind it? Like, so we know how it goes good if it goes good, right? The share price
Yeah,
can go up.
and it
And
can.
of
They're
you're
course,
selling
right.
calls
No,
already. They sell
it,
the call.
it's in it.
If you're selling covered calls, right?
Yeah,
You you make money if the price go up, right?
yeah, you can make money go up. Either you can two way, you can write covered
No, you're
card
selling calls.
within.
You're selling.
Yeah,
No,
You're
no. You're
yeah,
selling the
selling
calls.
calls,
yeah, covered card
which means you're.
within the money or out of the money. So if you know says all right, then buy the cover card to the right or
hmm
out of the money. Then suppose something happen and it drop. Well, the risk is there. It then told the risk is there.
yeah. I mean, do you understand what that means for the over?
For the
Like, do you
fund.
understand what that means for the fund, for your risk in there? Like, it's good when it's going good. It's good when it's going great.
Mm-hmm.
But you understand that it can blow up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
and that's the part. So everything is a risk.
Everything's there is, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in love take the risk.
So why not take the risk at home?
Look at that. You see the risk me take. You see
Hmm.
the all right. You see who shot me work. Me
Hmm.
not call on no place. Right
Hmm.
now, me a size up the supervisor level peer.
Hmm. I love that.
So now
That's good.
my aim
Mhm.
now is to size up with the manager
all right.
That.
We
without
we
holding
we
any post, without holding any
Uh,
post or no office.
uh, big up, big up,
So,
big up, big up.
all the money,
Oh, oh,
none of the
God.
problems.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All of the money, none of the headache of being the supervisor or the manager. And I'm
Yeah,
saying, listen, I'm happy that it's working for you. And I was asking you, do you understand the risk
What makes this
of it?
company tick? What can go wrong with
Yeah,
this company or whatever? So you know when buying it is good and when not buying it is bad. No, when not buying it
and
is
when owning it, when to get
when you get
the
out, when you get
shares
out.
sold, or when to um to maybe do a call again, maybe to put against it.
I put against it.
Although, yeah, that's like level
Yeah, because
deep now,
even that I do they only go one way?
Uh
T Spy.
well, they can't only go one way.
Company. That's the thing, right? You do it every single day too. And that's interesting. Because is it bet that it will fall every day or is it on average? It says so here's our thought. It's a daily. Huh. Doing it daily
It's
minimizes
writing
some of that risk. You can make because then
daily
you have to
covered
make a decision
calls.
every single day on do I do the call today or not.
Hmm.
Unless the fund has to do the call every day. But I don't know why we do that to yourself.
Well, if
so
you set it up
so the
that you
so
have
me
to. So go ahead. Sorry.
so well me say you know what, me I take the risk when
Hmm.
it I mean say when me start by me go in there something when me did start by this thing. All right, going to the app. Where were you, so? My first purchase was, well, early June, the 12th of June, I start by this.
Mm-hmm.
And it started traded last year, the 3 month, sorry, that say, we say the 3 months, that'll be August, yes, August, them start traded on the US market. And it's going good so far for the one here.
When you mean you say August to start trading on the US market?
Last year, remember I
Oh,
said the
last
fund,
year, August. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
last
okay.
year August, because it's a new fund, and this is the, well, they have a next fund where, so I'm going two fund they have under their belt now.
I know they have a second one, man. You don't do that.
Yeah,
Ah,
because the CEO they come out and say anytime deep spy reach 50 million in net asset, you will coming out with another. So they pass the 50 million now. So they are 102.9 million.
okay. I do you under I like that you take the risk now. I want to be clear again. Do you understand what's behind it? You understand what's driving the risk? What's driving what you're doing? Funds like this often have a great start also.
The real question is, what makes you the money? What makes you? It's a same question as always. What would make you stop buying this?
What make me stop buying this?
What
What
yeah,
would you
what would
what,
make
what
you
would you
stop
look at the
buying it?
company and say, I don't think I'm buying anymore, or look at that and say I'm selling? Or what would be that thing?
All right, we think about that and now we see what will that make me stop buy. Only way that make me stop buy this if once it performing good, only way me gonna stop make me buy if me reach my target, the amount of shares I
Oh,
want. That's
whoa.
a one. Next thing, if me go sell out right now, something must happen badly in the market where even if the market collapse, where they just say, you know what, that either me come out or I stay.
Yeah, but
The
that's what
thing
we're
is,
saying.
You say
What would make
you're
you
waiting
come
on the
out?
thing to happen first. So that's my problem. You see what I mean? Are you looking at it and saying, okay, the company can keep making money, or are you saying the company has made money, so everything good until things go bad?
See, the thing is, King, you have to
I mean, they're short in the
understand
stock. They're short in the index every single
it's
day.
essentially right because
So
if they,
I mean, the
but
market
if
collapse
they,
might not be a bad thing for them within a day, or more than a day. But well,
not even shorting is it's the way they're
I mean,
playing
yeah,
it.
shorting it.
Their
That's
income, they're selling covered calls, right?
mhm.
If the stock price goes up above their strike price and it expires, the shares will get called away. Income, if the income of the fund is dependent on the income from the covered call,
Which is the
when the
premium. Yeah.
shares get called the premium, when the shares get called away, they have less shares to write covered call
Yeah.
against.
So I have to keep all and buy.
So you have to keep
But
buying
they
it.
don't have money
because
because
But
all the
always
that
money is in the
watching,
right.
fund.
that's why I always watch how much share they have.
Okay. But
How much should
you
they have?
realize that
They're holding the thing to it.
Yeah, that's
I,
how much
I want
share
you to
they
think of it
hold
this
in the
way. Think of
fund.
it this way. Think of it
You
this
need to
way.
have a
Think of it.
clear
Think of it.
understanding of it, bro.
Yeah, man. Think of it this way. You walk into a place, right? A lot that have a high fence, and there might be a lion in there, but there's also a lot of money in there. And you see me telling you there's a lot of money in there. You see me taking up money, and you're looking for the sign to know to leave is when I leave. That's what you decide that the sign is. But when I leave, I've left. It's just you and the lion. You get me? You need another sign other than the bad thing happening. You need something ahead of the bad thing happening
Something to
to
predict
show
the
you that
bad.
to
Yeah.
predict that the bad thing is happening. You need to be aware of if there's a lion in there, what a lion look like, where the lion likely is, what it look like if the lion is paying attention to you. If the lion is running at you or coming at you, what you're going to do. You can't look for me to be your danger marker. In the same way, you can't look for the bad thing with the fund to be the marker of the bad thing with the fund. Because then what will happen, and remember this is the US market. When it drop, it drop. Like you're
We
gonna
can't
read the
fall.
headline about it dropping and drop, and that's that. Right? When did you buy it? You bought it around when? April, May? King? You're muted, King. You have to unmute.
Yeah, June, we buy it.
I figured June. I figured about then, right? And of course, it's giving you wonderful growth since then, right?
Yeah.
You know why? It had a massive drop in April, May. It was higher than it is now, late last year. Had a massive drop in April, May. It's back up where it is now. What was the cause of the drop in April, May?
There was a great sell-off because so when Trumpet are going in foolishness.
That's every day, my brother. So,
Yeah,
so
Every single day.
yeah.
me know in going anything every day about that between that time when that a great job there when that get out of hand.
No,
Yeah,
the thing is, you can get out of hand next week, get out of hand the
he's
week
the most
after.
powerful guy in the world, visibly. There's not no. If you can't get out of hand, you be out of hand right now. How would you know?
And he's the guy that gets out of hand and he just asks, okay, whose problem is that? Not mine.
Yeah,
So
it's not
he
mine.
has no qualms about getting out of hand. So imagine him get out of hand with your money and don't want to get out of hand. He don't want to fall back in line. what happens to you then? Like, it's not predictable risk. To me, that's a predictable risk. It's not. Yeah, I mean, like, boy, I don't know when Trump going to do a thing again. And that's also one of the things that can happen. And this is not me saying it shouldn't. Far from that. It's just get an idea of your
Understand.
risk of the thing that makes you money and loses you money in the specific thing you're doing. So you can say, yo, before it even reach you, you can know to leave. Because so far, yeah, it sounds like
Muted.
as I say, you put it in a position where you can make some good money out of it. Just remember to not fall in love. If it works, make it do it while it works. Do it as long as it still works. But make sure you have your eyes on it so you know that if things start slip up and it's not gonna really work for me, I'm not in the position where this is bad. As much as you can see. Because the thing that hurts is the thing that could have seen coming and never thing there versus some blindside they completely. That boy, where could I do?
Yo, it's like zero DTE covered call strategy that them
Yeah,
use. Mixed
yeah.
fintech and active management.
Uh-huh.
You're in profit now, King.
Yes, I'm in profit.
It's never a bad
It's one of
thing
those.
to take some of your
To
profits.
take some of your profit. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
never a
It's one of
bad thing
those
to take
things
some
that
of your profit.
it's one of those strong hedge moves, but it doesn't. Forward calls will not save you. It works. It'll make you money, and it will hedge to a degree, but you lose out on two sides. One of them to me is not necessarily a real side to most people. Opportunity cost. If the thing fly, you have to sell it. You have to sell it at the lower price, at the price they call it for. Rough
Right.
on them,
Well,
but you made money. You're fine, right? The real thing is if,
well,
as
you
they
can
say, the
sell the
thing crash
call.
out. You can sell. No, so you sell the car every day. You sell the car, you have a share to deliver when time come. You sell it
Yeah, but
you sell it for
ah,
your strike price is 20, it's a $15 stock. No, your strike price is 20 and it flies to 25. You have to sell that 20 to that guy.
20,
So
right.
you miss out on that gain because it's no longer on your books. You get the cash at the call
well,
price you went for.
And you don't have the shares.
And you don't have a shares, so you never got that gain.
So you have the
well,
money, and if you have to buy the stock price is now at 25, you
You
say
have to go
you
buy
can only
more
you
at the
buy back
rest.
less.
You buy less for more.
Right.
you probably
I mean they
there's
manage it,
something there.
right?
In fact,
But
you manage it, but also
but you also have to
So the
pay
real
out.
game is the premiums,
You're paying
and
out.
so you're
You,
thing you're
you're
really
depending on the
every single
premium.
day. Your best situation is it close at strike or less than my strike. So I made
Hmm.
premiums,
And it have to
and
do that
and
every day
but you
and
also still have the
well,
thing on the books. So you
for you
still have
to
an issue
remain
of
good.
I'm taking the loss of the movement of this thing. So if it goes down, I'll take a loss of the movement from the movement, but I've got some premium to hedge it.
oh, I don't,
It sounds very.
no, I
People
want to say
explain it.
more, but
When people explain it
I,
like it cover. There's no risk here. But you start
oh
asking
no,
that,
it's
and then you
massive
realize
risk.
very quickly it doesn't work out at all.
It's
Yeah.
massive risk. It's massive risk.
Which is why I
It's
can pay so
massive
much.
risk. Yeah,
And so yeah, so
King, it's never
it,
a bad thing to take some of your profit.
it's a premium game in the most way.
Mhm.
You're covered from. What's you really covered from? I mean, you don't really cover from everything because you hold the asset and you're doing the thing there and you're betting against it. So
The fund
Yeah,
managers are
maintenance.
covered.
Right.
yeah,
There
kind of.
you go.
That's what's covered today because it's your
Obvious.
money.
Is
Yeah,
there? Yeah. Fees paid, no matter what.
yeah, and that's probably where you're gonna need it. So well, yeah.
Because you depending on that the people who buy into fund, depending on that premium, that is where I find it the most risky. Like if I was managing it myself for myself,
Yeah, so
I would
that's
find
exactly
that
that feel. You can when you
You can do
have it for
exactly what they're
yourself,
doing on your
you
own.
have
Yeah,
something there.
on your own, exactly.
yeah.
There's a lot of leeway in that, and you can actually manage the risk.
Right.
Hmm.
On the next way around, it's we
But
have
if you
a
managing
hundred
it on a for
shares,
payout,
and yeah, our shares of 100 shares of a payout, we have to pay out of the dividends. I mean, a second to be honest. The real thing is we get them fees, and some of it left over so that I can have more than 100 shares that I started with
yeah.
from all the activity I did every single day through the year.
Also, how did it start? I think it started. I mean, almost certainly started with OPM, right?
Right.
And it's an
For
OPM
sure.
fund,
So
so
yeah, 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 yeah. So I noticed, although it's natural, I mean, the heavy volumes when it fell heavily in April, May.
Mhm.
And as heavy volumes down at the $20 level, it's now at $20 level. Like if it hit 40, and whoever it was that was doing that buying at the heavy volumes, then no sells. I suspect maybe some of them have been selling to because that level of volume, single day volume, happened when it fell all the way down, had a big dip in April, May, and in it also happened in like recently when at 24, which should have been like a nice 20%. So I default
And
it's
cover calls in one week can just be so I have a portfolio and you have a portfolio. Just like rest of us have a portfolio and we're betting on the thing moving up. But what we've done now is limited how much money we can make from the thing moving, but we've not limited how much money we can lose from the thing moving.
and the fact that we're risking your money
Yeah.
makes it a little easier because
So
I eat off the
which way to go to again the S&P. It's the thing that is known to be stable over and you can long term
stable.
if you need to.
Yeah,
So cool. S&P is not looking good for us, right? It's falling and we have to hold this and still do our calls every day and I mean the calls every day on top of the actually you don't have a problem actually from doing the call. So the activity of the calls every day aren't a problem. It's let me hold this thing and I have to make sure this thing is good no matter what. I can hold
yeah,
and I cannot earn past a certain point from this. This thing flies, then I'm only making a small amount from it. It either has to fall or be stable every single day for me to think that for me to get that's where my gain comes from. You're playing the premium game while holding the stock.
yeah, but yeah, yeah. I like the idea of it
I
though. I
like it. I
really
like
do like the idea of
again. I
it,
love to
but
do it for myself, but to go into a
I
fun with it, then I start looking and saying,
yeah,
because like King, you can do it yourself. You can actually. find the same ETFs and
just buy them, yeah.
do covered calls on them yourself.
Or probably not. You'd have to know they do active management of it too, so you'd have to know like their thing,
Because
their
that's why I
own
said the base, the
algo.
amount of shares them getting within there, and this is why they also keep having to buy by the shares. It has to be a bigger pool because it's the risk.
So they also have to cover it, yeah.
And I mean, just regular business. I have $100. I made it 130. Then I really invest 100. It's 130 now. So if it falls, if it falls back to 100, then nobody really lost money, right? That's the hope. So yeah, fun life. A lot there.
No, it's not that bad though. I mean, NAV,
It's
it's close to its NAV. NAV 25.64. Market price
what was
25.67.
it? What was the S&P in the time we're looking at compared? So what them look at what do they look at versus the S&P itself?
I'd have to go find that. I'd have to go cross them. But I mean, I don't think it might be that bad. They trade so in line
I
with
think
their
they should
NAV
be.
though,
They might
almost
well be
one to one.
good. T5 versus
Almost 1 to 1. Yeah, they're almost 1 to 1 with their NAV, and their fund is like 99% SPY, as he said. I mean, I really like this king. I really like
how do they do the thing there? How do they do the pricing of it? What's the best
of
stock?
what
The
they have
ETF.
they have a holding, and they just, I mean, it's market price. So
Okay, so it's
yeah,
mark to
but the
market.
thing that they actually hold in their portfolio is SPY.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
T5 versus yeah, I do like it though.
So it's just SPY with a fee.
Yeah. You're able to say you hold the stock. So to them, the real money is the fees. It's not. So
Yeah.
what
So I said, well,
activity
the
of the
fund manager
company is we
is
charge
eating there.
fees to
Yeah.
give you a call. I'm selling a call. All it is I'm selling a call every single day. That's the money the stock makes. The thing makes. If this fund makes more money, if the SPY makes more money, it's already sold. I don't get any upside from it, really. And
King.
it has not go too high from where the upside. If it goes, if it flies to 25 and that's strike, and then so it's fly to 50, but my strike was 25. I
Mhm.
forgot get up and say, hey, we're buying back some SPY. What's the best I can get it for now? It's at $50.
No, I don't think they sell any SPY ever. They must. But no.
How they were on it.
No,
Honestly, it
it's
never.
interesting. I want to go into it, but then I also thinking about it. It's a good rabbit hole though. But I think what I'm clear on from at least this point, King, is that you can do this yourself.
You can just buy SPY.
Yeah, and two,
Although dividends, all SPY dividends compared, I think that might be where the thing there is. Because if the fund has been doing well enough in whatever time, then and the fee's been doing well, then you're good, right? It's
they
like
hold some
everyday call.
cash. So I don't know. What. 106 million of SPY, and then
SPY dividend yield.
yeah, and they can stop the monthly
See,
dividends
the
whenever they
dividend yield
want.
of SPY is 1.08%. In the past year. So yeah, the dividend is right. As long as the SPY behaves properly, then they can make a lot because the fee is fixed.
I don't even think they need to. I don't even think the SPY needs to behave properly. They probably just have the same thing like you mentioned. They just have a strong investment thesis. If it's fintech, once it drops maybe 20%, we buy at least 10. We take at least 10 or 20% of our cash and buy more because we're counting on SPY to not
It
stay
looks.
down. Yeah. I did the zero DTE zero, the almost expired
And
SPY.
that's the thing I look at. Like the backbone here is the SPY will be SPY. I said it has to behave right, but the reality is the SPY will have certain activity around it, no matter where it is. So the spy not going to lose the flavor of, oh, it's a spy. I mean, he's not going to be, oh boy, NCB is down and start trading. It's spy, up, down, whatever. People are making a move any which way. So
True.
there's a market there. I can do my call every day if the spy is up, the spy is down. So you can happen my nav, but we're making some money
Yeah.
outside of just the movement of the thing.
The premium
So
is again,
I
like you
think
said.
the money comes from the zero DTE. So it's 1 day. We're
It's 1 day
buying it.
contract.
It
Yeah.
expires today, and I mean you can make a lot of
A
money there,
lot. And
but
you
you can also lose a lot of money
it's
there.
within the day. It's a fun. Right? If it's like a very
Yeah.
active type of fun, it's within the day they every day decide this is where we're striking because I don't think it's going past here. So
Well, no. Oh crap, no, no. Because if you hold the underlying thing, if you hold it till it expires, then you can just service it. And if so, you have the price that you can service it at, and once it's higher than the price that you'd service it at, oh, it's interesting to do. King,
quite
just like you,
interesting.
I'm on the boat now. I want this for Jamaica.
So
I would not. Yeah, I do it for myself for anywhere else, but I want it for Jamaica.
For real.
wait, you want T Spy for Jamaica or you mean T Spy or TJSC?
No, no, I want the
TJ.
whole thing on the JC. I want a similar. First, we'd have to have shorting.
Okay,
Once I'm
okay,
shorting,
okay.
they
Okay.
discuss.
I was
Yeah.
clarifying now because what King was saying was something different. King was
Oh
saying
yes. Yeah.
he want access to it in Jamaica. I not care about it
Yeah.
too much.
No, no, no.
I
I
want
want the
Jamaicans with ability
Jamaican
to buy
version of
something like
this.
this.
Yeah. No, wait, you want what?
Jamaicans, no, I want Jamaican version of something like this. I want Jamaicans to
Yeah.
have shorting and and then a fund comes up
Jamaicans.
about with Jamaican stocks that does
So
this.
why they don't have shorting
We need
and the
options
JC?
trading and shorting.
It's
Cause
like
Why? What?
they're
Go
slow
ahead.
behind time.
They're not slow behind time, King. Shorting requires brokers to want to take on the risk. If, if, if you have money, would you take on a risk you don't have to?
Repeat.
If you can make $1 billion US every single year, right?
Yeah.
But there are a couple of moves you can make that maybe if it work out, you can make 2 billion US. But if it don't work, you can lose 5 billion US. Would you take the risk, or would you just continue to make a billion US without taking on the risk?
Well, if they with a crash, you know, either have to take it yes or no.
No, no, but you're already getting the billion a year. If you don't do nothing, you're getting the billion a year.
We know that part there. But I know that's said this no.
Is it a yes or no? It's a made
No,
up
no,
thing. It's
you know,
okay.
me not come to the answer. Me not take on the risk.
You
so
said that no
tomorrow,
because you're not hitting the billion yet.
exactly that. So
Me
Yeah.
not take on the risk.
I'm not talking about you right now.
Yeah.
No. You tomorrow, if me say you take a billion, no. If every you can take a billion, no, or you roll the dice and take five.
I guess what they need to do.
No man, that's the
No,
question.
no. Either well, no. You say if them come with it in a Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
don't open it to the whole market as yet. Just do a
No,
test
no,
run of
no,
it.
That's
no,
the
no,
problem
no. So
already.
no, no, no.
That's the
Why
problem.
that?
That's the
Why?
problem.
Yeah, why? Let me
This,
guess.
this,
Just
this
for
is why
like
you can't buy it
the
in Jamaica, you know. This is why you can't buy. This is why we can't have it in Jamaica because
that's
we
exactly
No, no,
where
no,
we
no.
can have
I
it.
am saying do a test run with it first, at least with
you been a
like a
test
6 month.
What's the test run with who? With who? Who's going to do
exactly.
it if
You
not everybody?
it's any again. It's software development all over again. It's well, I'm gonna do the thing. I'll make it for one person and hope it works for 3 million. It
Yeah,
works.
but Jamaica not ready for them thing there yet.
Yeah. So
That's the
imagine
real national anthem.
you run the test with 10 people.
So all right, as you said, Jamaica not ready for anything there.
No, no,
When
no.
can
I
we
was
go
being
with it?
sarcastic. I'm sorry, I was being sarcastic. I
Oh,
do believe
all
Jamaica
right.
is ready for those things. I believe we're more than ready. You know how I know we're ready? Because you are buying a derivative of a derivative.
Yes.
That's what you're buying. You're like,
Exactly.
you're a derivative of a derivative of a derivative. You're 3 levels deep. You're Inception, and you're saying nobody else must get the chance. You don't want the manager make more money too. You just want to make the manager salary.
Wicked man king.
But King, what I do hope for is that you really understand this thing that you have your money in and understand what the downside of it can look like. And also understand what the upside of it can look like. Because I think once you understand it, you'll also understand that you can do this yourself.
Well, now that I finish for myself, because the 9 to 5 now let me.
You
No, that's
okay? You might be
that's
surprised.
that's how you're making the money, right?
Yeah, yeah. You might be surprised, but I will tell you this, not to put doom on you, but don't be surprised if this thing wipes. Could lose all your money in it or lose a significant amount of your money in it. But also, it could give you a lot more or it could stay at the same level. So something like this, you just want to, like I said, there's nothing wrong with taking some of the profit. No, because the profit might not always be there. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking some of the profit. No. All right.
Yeah.
I like it though. I really would like it to have something like this in Jamaica though. Maybe even not the same level, but even just going back to what you said at first with the idea of the how would I
The
put it?
ETF fund.
I mean, we have that in Jamaica already. We have a few of them in Jamaica. Sorry, but we have a few of them in Jamaica. Now 13% yield in the first year, and I don't know about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about 13% yield, but I also suspect that the yield on this will not last. It is because it is very early in its life, why it's like, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also understand that this thing, the one thing about it is that like I think that's what you're saying, Phil. Like if the either Phil or Dana or both of you are saying it, that like if the underlying thing, if the market blows up and not blows up in a bad way, in a good way, if the market flies, you know that this thing doesn't make the same level of money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
when you
case in which
face
it
downside.
doesn't make money. Yeah. It can make some money when things are rough. It can make some money when things are flat. It can make some money when there's like a little bit of growth. But if there's outsized growth, like another Nvidia, I think actually that is what happened in March, April.
And things it will make money, but
Mm-mm.
it's capped,
But it's
meaning,
kept.
but
Yeah.
also,
Yeah, it's
it's
capped. Yeah,
short.
yeah, it's capped.
But
It's
then you
capped. As
have
in,
a
it's better. That's what happened, I think, in not March, April, April, May. The Nvidia rally happened then, and the
And then
whole
I could say
market, the whole S&P 500 flew, and that's when this thing fell.
fell. No, that's a weird thing. It has to fall because look on that. Like, and
Well, I mean, in the market
you're
price
saying
fell because I think the people who understood it would have rushed out of it because it's they know that that's a case in which it underperformed.
I don't know if to look
let
at
me
it.
see anything there.
It's underperform is weird for them.
Oh, I see the
So
fall. Well, the April fall was tariff Armageddon,
so
and
the,
then
so the thing is,
and then it
really,
rise.
if this falls when the S&P falls,
Right.
that's the biggest NAV hit it can take when the S&P falls.
But
Yeah, the
Mm.
NAV hits when the S&P
Right,
falls.
because
'Cause it owns S&P.
it owns S&P.
If the
yes,
S&P rises, then what has to happen is they sell it to whoever the call with, and then them have cash in them hand to go
Right.
buy S&P. So
The problem is the NAV not really the premiums aren't really reflected in the NAV.
they will be.
exactly.
It's like
No, well, let me
it's because
find.
the premiums are
I
part of the
show you
fund,
the
aren't they?
Well, true. The
No man.
premiums,
Remember, it's not
what
you're
they
thinking
paid
of
out.
just the yeah you're thinking of just the underlying thing. You have to think of what them actually do.
What do you mean?
So like the thing that they're buying, King is sending me down a rabbit hole that I don't want to go down. Yeah, yeah. That even they say it. See there? Even they say it. That or am I looking at the wrong one? I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry. No, it should be the same. It's the same effect. They have one for Nasdaq and they have one for S&P 500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was looking at the Nasdaq one. So the Nasdaq one, they say they They say the same thing. Yeah, it's the same for both of them. Let's see if I can show you. Um, yeah, they lay it all out. Bear market, it outperforms. Flat
Yeah, for them
market, it
shorting.
outperforms. Moderate bull market, it outperforms. But in a bull rally, it underperforms.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
so they know that when things are flying, that is when this is bad. And because if you, I'm talking about share price here.
okay,
So
so I was asking you earlier, how is it valued? Meaning, how is it traded? Is it trading based on a share price, meaning that like select
yeah,
companies
it's
like buy
listed. So
and
yeah,
sell,
yeah, of
or
course, it's all
or sometimes they
listed.
do
At
the
the end of the day,
lameness.
they're all listed. So yeah,
Some of the ETF do the lameness of the thing there of the those mark to market. We trade on our nav.
I mean, you can say you trade on your NAV, but if the thing is for sale, then you don't set the price.
Hmm. True.
Yeah, you can
True.
always say you trade on your NAV, but you can seek to trade on your NAV, but
Hmm.
the underlying thing is always going
Oh,
to still
oh,
be
yeah, yeah. It might not be listed ETF then. Okay, makes sense. Get what you're saying. It's a listed company. It's not just a ETF you can buy on the
exactly, yeah.
platform.
It's just like Select F, Select MD,
Yeah, it's a
or
listed
or
company.
MJE or QWI. Yeah, you
Okay,
can you can say
you
whatever
get
you
what you're
want
saying.
about
Yeah,
your NAV. Yeah, but at the end of the day, we set the share
we
price.
should have purpose. Makes sense.
Yeah. So this is what I was saying here about the four conditions, and in the bull rally they underperform.
Oh,
Mm.
100%.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Although 100 underperform for them is thing then. It's just we made less. It's the
The
thing that
yield,
they do it.
the
They do
yield,
a what you say?
the yield is less. Underperforming, they get
Oh yeah,
less
yeah.
yield because, like you said, it would get the shares would get called away, and they have to buy back the SPY shares.
Yeah, man. No. So just think, let's it on the screen. It's a relative measure. Underperform. So I beat the market is overperform. I underperform when. As I said, the underlying the underlying security is thing there. So I'm not going to do better than the underlying security when it's a bull rally because I have to sell everything.
Right.
Yeah. And
But
also, this is not them, this is I'm just talking about the general the strategy of covered call.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a thing here on this is so I mean a good thing here is how this thing makes money. It does it has a start, but it makes money from it every single day. So the business of it is making money from every single day.
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah.
would you so all right, so spin it now. Your stock flies. So you do this, Randy.
I'd
And
never do this. I'd my money in the JSE first.
I don't mean no,
No, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
I
Go
mean
ahead. Go
your
ahed.
fund, your fund. It's your fund.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're
Oh,
controlling the
definitely, I do
fund, and
such
this is
a
what you do.
of course, of course, of course. I
And
take it back. If I have a fund and you're playing this, and we're in the boardroom and you're playing this, no, you shouldn't. I was just BrickTalk. That was a long time ago. That was a poor me.
yeah,
All right.
say you're running the fund, and it rallies. So
Mm,
the thing fly. You gone from 25 to 50. You sold at 50 to 25 because that's your strike. What do you do
hmm.
tomorrow?
Private jet. What do you mean?
The fund,
I
the
don't
fund.
believe in I mean, the fund. All right, honestly, for something like this, I'm doing it. I'm eating off the fees. The fund runs on its own. I have a, let's say,
No man,
for argument's
so
sake. No, man, I'm telling you what I'm doing.
okay.
Argument's sake, because I set it up. I'm running off the fund, and just for argument's sake, I'm running so I have a 1% or 2% fee that I eat off it, and that's my actual money. And maybe if let's say the underlying asset of the fund has
So it fly.
10% volatility over time. So I'm okay taking a bit of margin against it. Maybe I'd do that and do something else, and I'd eat off the fees. So if at any point in time the NAV flies, I would be okay creaming some of that. But I would let the thing run almost on its own and just off the fees. So it flying on its own is like it dipping on its own. I wouldn't care about it. I'd have it run automatically. So it
Oh no
knows
man,
what
so
it does.
I don't yes. I'm asking even then what would that be? Meaning I mean I'm asking the actual asking. Yo,
Hmm.
you been made money off yesterday and every single day, and the day comes where it flies and you're out because it flew, but your whole business around selling covered calls on this thing. What is your
Hmm.
tomorrow? So tomorrow, are you buying it back at the high price? I mean, asking is acting like that's the only variable. You get me? Like, oh, you're like,
No,
it could be that the high price is the new low. Yeah,
I do puts depending on the nature of the rise.
Yeah, so the
I
thing
do
matters, right?
puts.
Yeah. So I don't think
Yeah.
that's an easily answerable question. It's
Yeah, it
just
always at the end of the day,
it's
it is
situational. It's
easily
always
answered. It
limiting.
always come back to the core value. It always come back to the core asset, the core security.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I would do is very dependent on the core security. So if it was like we can use it's using
SPY.
it. No, I'm gonna bring it back to Jamaica.
NCB.
No. So let's say we do QWI and tomorrow access flies. Access quadruples in price. And what do I'm selling 20% of the access stake, but I'm selling 20% of my access stake, but because it quadrupled in price, that that 20% is worth a whole lot more, like a significant part of how it is. I'm out. And your question is, am I buying?
Those are my issues. Remember here, you have to sell everything. Okay, you put all in calls, and the calls strike. So
those your DTE things is not you always taking you're not taking delivery of it. So a lot of them you're selling the contract also, so you're not really paying out anything. You're buying the contract. Like selling is almost like a ultimate last resort. You're buying it at $1 at 9 a.m. You're selling it for $1.50 to somebody who has to buy it at 2 p.m. and you're out. Worst case scenario is that you end the day with it and you have to be the one servicing it out of your shares, but you're almost never going to be doing that.
Makes sense.
In fact, you're going to set it up in such a way
Yeah.
that you never have to do that. So if the market locked 4 o'clock, 3:30, 3:29,
it's out.
we're selling at whatever we're at. A matter of fact, if we take more than a 5% drop, we're out because we don't want to stand that risk. Yeah. And if we take more than a 10% or 7% rise, then we'll sell 10%. And if we take more than a 10% rise, we sell another 20%. And if we 30%, we sell everything.
And this is where I look at it and say, guys, this is where the market opens. It becomes way more interesting with shorting. So
yeah.
A lot more can be done. A lot of new interesting ways to make money at every level.
But it's happening slowly but surely. The select MD and select F stuff is going to come very close without being this. It's going to come
without being that, right?
Yeah, without being it. Anyway, it is pretty late and we've been talking, and I think maybe for the last half hour, maybe just a few of us who understand
nerding out.
The nerding out over. Yeah. If you didn't understand that, don't worry, you don't need to understand it to make money. You can make the same level of money in the local market without the level of risk also. Big up King though for bringing this up. I really like this. I really like that you brought this up. I thank you for it. I hope you beat your manager's salary, my brother. Right. Yeah, man, and I hope they don't figure out who you are until you beat it. Yeah.
So nobody now call your phone if you don't work or something like your manager. Everything good money, same money, less stress.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people invest.
Yes, that is why a lot of people invest.
I know. It's the thing that it's the money working for you beyond the work you do. You bring home the money and they send the money go work too.
Yep. Oh, yeah, so big up that. So King, thank you for that, and thank you for everybody who came on this evening. I think you guys that on have anything last you want to tell us? Shade, see Phil jump back off. Shade, Danai, anything you want? What are you looking forward to for the fourth quarter?
Q4.
I think I want to settle down a little bit. Probably.
Or the rich guy for came on.
No. It's just in terms of the view, because as I mentioned before, I noticed that I'm not looking ahead much. So I think I want to do more looking ahead in this quarter.
I think you don't have a choice. I think it's a side
Money I
effect of
reach,
just being
man.
good. Yeah, man. It's just a side effect of being good at it. You literally don't have a choice. You're predicted that it come and it's gonna come. And it's only going to get better. So there's a limit to how much. Serious, you can't. There's a limit to how much you're gonna be able to depend on the month and players from these funds. There's a limit to how
What?
much you're going to be able to.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you said no? You think no?
I was just saying it's not. It's all the time top month end.
Facts. But even then,
But
Yeah, I
month
just
end
saying
is
what
new now.
everybody else understand, but
When
oh,
we're doing
okay,
earning
okay,
season,
yeah,
we're
that makes
talking about
sense.
sharp weight and we're talking about month end.
yeah. It's just easier to. I know everybody trying
Yeah,
to say. Well, I'm telling you that there's a limit to what you can do because also what will happen is that just events you're seeing it and you'll see more of it. I don't want to
mm,
rob your journey. You know the shortcut to the journey. Everybody else knows the shortcut. There is a hell of a shortcut on the journey if you want to get there. And as the money grows, I'm telling you, you're just going to have to do it. And also, you're competing in a space with people that have also been made better. You're not the only you in there, right? All of the grow up people in there, there's all of the thousands of people that have done grow, and there's more. There's all the people that listen to BrickTalk, and there's people that are already there, and the people who are lucky, and the people who have plans and whatever. So you just kind of have to do it. You kind of have to get used to. But then I remember talking about like when do you switch from counting in dollars to percentage, and then also when you
Hmm.
switch back to counting in dollars from
Oh
percentage.
yeah,
'Cause,
yeah,
yeah,
yo, Shay. One day go look and say, oh, but I made XYZ amount, and you know the percentage isn't a percentage that used to excite you, but you
yeah.
hmm
cannot ignore the amount of money that you're looking at
hmm
as just little bit. It's like us having a dividend story of now moving from cents on a dividend to, do I want to say a number?
yeah.
I'm looking at it
To
like, oh,
wait,
I
I
can't, I
can't
cannot
argue
look at
with
this
this money
money
no
and say,
more.
I don't
I
know
have to
this.
do something with this.
Six digit dividends. I have a 6 digit dividend that I never got, and I had to do
Yeah, I
an
have that.
application. So
Exactly. And I
yeah,
look at them like, oh, I can't get up and say this dividend don't matter. It's real money. It's money to a level where it's another spot it is.
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
this money can go back into the market and do damage.
yeah. Or I can go back and market and be the player own money
Yeah,
for
it's
another play. Yeah. Or go right back into the same
or it's
securities.
so much that you go back in when you go back, I'll
Mm,
couple 100,000 of more of that thing. Dollars in that
yeah,
thing, and
man.
you just know, like, oh wait, I have that much. So switching back maybe a real thing. I'm sure we're gonna switch back as again by percentage because you get sensitized and cool and
Yeah. No,
But
then we start being the looking for the 3 and the 4% and the 5. I mean, kind of already do that.
hmm
The 3 and the 4 and the 5% repeatedly, and yeah, the game continues and will grow. That's the only thing. The only constant is change.
I think
Uh
a big part tonight started more. It's something you've been always saying to me. I need to write things down more. Because
Do
no,
it, man.
because what happens is so what I thought about it earlier was the
mhm,
forming investment thesis or whatever. I realized I'm not necessarily forming it. I'm not necessarily operating at a level where I can look back at the thing forming and say, okay, this is where it is. This is what it is in my mind right now. So that's how I
mhm,
want to write it no more. But then no, I also that's probably what we always buck up on. Um, Scatterbrain 1 and 2 here, where I know I ask what I'm excited about. I look at the market and I feel like I'm not really seeing anything big, but then I see this piece of news and I go, oh, that's what I was like. I'll actually excited about this thing, whatever. Things don't click to me very immediately. Just after
mhm.
that, I just have some of a reference it. So now I'm in that dilemma of
Mm-hmm.
what's the thing I was looking for in the fourth quarter more than so. That isn't the
Write it
usual
down.
boring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
write it down. There's no yeah, get yourself on analytical thing and start writing, my brother. It's not. It's a little
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Writing
Yeah,
Tell
really
you my
helps.
actual
yeah,
issue.
man,
I've
right
been
here.
having
So
them, but
always have it.
I draw in them. I have a thing in
Yeah.
books. I've been drawing things from ever since from what
Get the digital one.
my
Get the
poor
digital
mother.
one. Yeah. Your mother not poor yet. You know who her son is? Get the digital one, the remarkable. You can draw anything and also write on it, and also leave notes for yourself, and you can send them to yourself and
I
all
just
kinds
like
of things.
paper. That's just me, though.
That you
And
see, I
this
kind
side
of
of
like
clutter of
paper.
paper, I like writing on paper because again, I draw a lot. I used to lead when people cuss me, but I don't draw
Yeah.
anymore, guys. Put that out there. But yeah. So I like writing, I like doing it, but then it's a keeping up with it and making sure it's in the right place.
But you get the digital one, you
That's
never
my
have to worry
issue.
about that. Get the
Yeah.
digital one, you'll never have to worry
Fox.
about it. Yeah, it's always there. It's always with you. I God forbid you lose it, you can. It's all in the cloud also. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's what covered it. If anybody have anything else, what you think? And with this, what you think about the whole visual vibe thing? Dana, you
You
think
buying it?
you'll be
No,
lucky
I'm
enough
not.
to see not now about buying it,
Oh,
but
okay.
you think you'll be lucky enough to see that move we've been talking about. I think
Oh yeah,
Thomas,
yeah,
before
yeah,
we
yeah.
stop, Brick Talk, we're
I
talking about
never
the whole
doubt it.
dividend in specie possibility.
I, hmm. I
I
think
don't
yeah.
even know if you'll still do a dividend in specie, but maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. It might not happen like that for us. For us.
Hmm.
Might happen in other places, but not necessarily for us. So that's the thing. So that's I can't look on that now. That's something good to examine. Thus, we have to find the things that lead us that's going to happen for us instead of
Hmm.
buying and hoping for it. So what's going to convince me that that's going to happen so I can earn off of it? I'm saying buy this thing versus I want it to happen. It can happen. I'm gonna buy it because
Yeah.
that's the core of the risk. It's either this big glaring thing, and the more I can cut into it to know exactly what's happening, then I can say, all right, that's actually what's happening, or I'm moving from I'm 50-50 on it happening to I'm 90. I'll make a move on it. I'll buy it.
Hmm.
I own it. If you can be fully convinced, yeah, go for it. If not, then I don't know if I said that in a way that everybody understands.
Well, if you don't understand and you want to know what it means for you, you can link him at thehalladvisor.com.
Bucks.
Yeah, if you want to understand some of the other stuff, you can link me at everymaker.com/grow, the grow. If you've done grow already, you want to the advanced grow, you want to join the group. I've had a bunch of people join the group recently too. Shout out to them. Yeah, it's always there. Same thing. Everymaker.com/store, and you'll see the subscription in there. And yeah, it's a great thing. If you want to understand how to do great in any market situation, get your mind right, you can like share what's the email? Not your email, your website.
Oh, no website. We email.
Straight email, oh yeah, I say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go send me it and then I can show it. I
Question.
can show it on the screen when we're ready. Or whenever you're ready. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, so you can link the Hall Advisory or you can link there. You said straight email, no website.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, there we go. So yeah, having said that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this is our nice third quarter review. I don't think it's comprehensive, but it's comprehensive enough, I think. I'll end with a wild card. I didn't want any wild card there, but I want to say separate, but I also want to say
That's in Q4.
yeah, CHL. I want to say separate, but I want to say CHL, but CHL might be like Q1 or
I
maybe even
think
Q4.
separate actually might Q4, more than separate. It's riding too, but
Same thing. Same WhatsApp
CHL,
group.
same WhatsApp group. CHL, I forgot that more than so for Q4 specifically.
I mean, I don't know. It can move on separate timing or
I mean,
mobile
yeah,
timing,
yeah,
mobile timing or whatever. But I'm in no rush. I
yeah.
don't think I own
Exactly. That
enough.
I was going to say. I think you're fine there in the thing.
Yeah,
I just want to look Q4 specifically to see what if I see what you're seeing for that specific time period.
yeah. Or we can talk about it. I mean, chill session is in a couple, maybe not this weekend, but we'll talk about it in the girl group. I'll talk about my thoughts on it there. And shout out to the girl guys. Thank you for everybody listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And thank you to Dr. Street Forest. I mean, big up Dr. Street Forest.
Every time,
I mean,
every
yeah,
time.
yeah. There's no joke. Love her, hate her, like it. She's put in her time at the wicket, and we've all been beneficiaries of some of the work that her and her team have done.
Straight
So,
up.
yeah, man. Shout out to her. Shout out to the JFC. And I'm also looking forward to seeing what the new leadership comes with. You know
Yep.
what they'll be doing. Yeah, very interested
What's
in
the
that.
JC? Yep.
Yeah. Livingston. His last name is always slipping me. But
The man that's not Mr. Staple that also goes to AJ. What's his name?
don't do me that. Livingstone Morrison's who I was thinking of. The guy you're
I,
talking
I, I
about
think
though
it as well.
is
Oh yeah.
actually I don't know his name, but I know the noting group. I know who you're talking. He was at the Select MD. The guy
So
that cussed
is
him off at the
Livingstone.
Select MD.
Is it Livingstone as well? Or Livingston?
I don't think so. Asking group. I know somebody in group knows because they've said it more than once. But you're talking about the guy at the Select MD who they cussed him off. Tall guy.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know if his name is Livingstone, but it's definitely not this guy. Definitely not him. It's not
I know it's
Livingstone
not him.
Morrison.
I was
Yeah.
funny, you know?
Bloomfield.
Okay.
Lancer
Gotcha.
Bloomfield. Yeah. Shout out to Trinity.
See, my honorary Jamaican knows the name better than I do.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Anyway, big up
You should be there longer
them.
than me, no?
Yeah. big up to everybody. And we'll see you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed BrickTalk.
You want best of people. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, man.
Night, everybody.
Night, night.